Ladies and gentlemen, we are here on location at Backbreakers Entertainment, the Falcon's Nest. What town is this? Mayfield, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
I feel like
up a little bit there.
I feel like a
Up a little bit. My headphones
Headphones are going to be a little lower than you're used to because it's splitting through 5 of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I
they're
cannot hear myself.
You can't hear yourself? Yeah.
No, it's okay. Keep going.
Nothing we can do about it at this point. But yes, so on the road traveling issues, where it's a little not the same setup what we're used to at our studio, but we'll make do. But yeah, we're here at Backbreakers for our second time here. Our first time was really well,
and you had her multiple times.
Yes, I'm not wrestling tonight, but that's okay.
You're not going to be a scumbag tonight. Yeah. Last time you were bad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let you wrestle here anymore either, you jerk.
Yeah, you
bitch.
You stinking jerk, you. Yeah, we tried to defend you. We said that you were giving Turner a back ride. Like you were giving
You
him
tried to defend
You were giving him a back ride to the back. You know,
he was a jerk to Skyler, too.
Oh yeah. Oh, you
Your
said
brother's better than you.
You shut your mouth. Your brother's better than you.
Hey,
That was great.
trash.
Anyway, but listen, you as the listeners, it was a very well received episode. A lot of people shared it. A lot of people listened to it. It was. I had a few people come up already and say they enjoyed it. So thank you so much. And that's a huge reason why we're back because the demand is here. So we're going to be doing a few rotating episodes. So we'll try to record a few of them here today, and we'll air them during the week, not on our normal days. Maybe we'll add like 2 or 3 interviews together and then lump them into 2 or 3 segments. So we have our first interview here today. Why don't you give us a little introduction to yourself?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the most impeccable Dyson Bennett here. And I've been wrestling now for about 4 or 5 years, I'd like to say, just about. And I'm trained here locally by Backbreakers.
All right.
By Justin Glory, the one and only.
Yeah, a good trainer.
He's an amazing
Wrestled
trainer.
him a few times.
Yeah, I'm from Yonkers, New York originally.
I didn't know that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I moved up here 2006, I want to say, and I've been up here ever since. So, you know, that's
If I'm not mistaken, the home of Tommy Dreamer, Yonkers.
Yes. And Eddie Kingston as well.
Oh, wow.
He's from,
buried the lead,
from that
so-
way. But
You better be
man.
tough as hell if you're coming from that
Oh
town.
yeah,
man.
the fight in me is endless. Come on now.
So how did you find Backbreakers?
Actually, a fellow Backbreakers alum, Tucker Riley, had told me about this place. We were working together at a place, and he was like, "Hey, man, we were actually talking about football." He was like, "Do you play Madden?" I was like, "No, I play WWE games." He was like, "Oh, dude, I'm a wrestler." I was like, "Really?" Let me see. I feel like everybody says that.
Yeah.
But, you know, he showed me some footage, and I was like, "Wow, man! Like, where'd you train?" And he told me, and I was like, "Dude, this is my opening," because it was what I always wanted to do. Like, it's funny because last show we had Gangrel here, and Gangrel was actually the very first person I had ever laid my eyes on when it came to seeing professional wrestling.
How about that?
And so, like, he was the person who, like, drew me in. I was locked in when I saw him come up on a SmackDown through that stage of fire. I was like, whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
It is cool.
And so,
Yeah, especially if you're younger, that is such an impressive sight.
Absolutely.
And
And
the
I was enamored with vampires as well. Like, I was a huge vampire guy, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Twilight, like everyone else.
Twilight, the little vampire, everything.
Oh, my life, I forgot about that.
The kid from Jerry Maguire,
And so, that's how I came across Backbreakers. Tucker Riley had told me about it, and I was like, you know, that's my in right there. And so I showed up, and it's been going pretty good ever since, you know, just trying to climb the ranks, you know.
Nice. So growing up, like, besides Gangrel, who were some of your favorites? Like if you said you were playing the video game, who were your selections?
Who was your main?
Okay, so I've got to say The Undertaker and Kane were like my 2 favorites.
We got
like,
a spooky gimmick thing going on.
Yeah, man.
So you're a gimmick guy.
The
I like that.
Gimmick guy, you know, guys were that was who I gravitated towards. I love characters.
Okay.
You know, I'm a huge movie guy too. I do short films and things like that on the side.
Oh,
so
nice.
like, yeah, that's like, you know, in my realm. And so like the dark, creepy characters, for some reason, I just gravitated towards them. So the Undertakers, the Kanes, more currently the Bray Wyatts, you know, guys like that. You know,
The Danhausens.
Danhausen.
Very, such an incredible character.
All of them, and so
that's great because those 2 worlds are so married now, more than ever before.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, those are some of my influences. Guys more my size, I love guys like AJ Styles, Jay Lethal, Roddy Strong, Bobby Fish is a huge inspiration of mine.
We met him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Oh my
I was
goodness.
helping with a meet and greet, and that was who I was paired up with.
Wow.
So I literally got to pick his ear for like an hour or two.
That is amazing.
It was pretty dope. Yeah, it was awesome. He actually knew Turner. We were talking. Yeah, I was like, we were talking. I was like, oh, yeah, one of the guys on the podcast, his tag team partner was trained at ROH, so Matt Turner. He's like, I remember Turner. He's like, and I'm like, if you're anywhere near this place, get here.
Wow, that's awesome, man. I'd love to meet and obviously get in the ring with
Oh,
Bobby
yeah,
one day.
yeah. He's still great. Like, people say,
Absolutely.
oh, he's too old. He's not too old.
No,
He's killing it right now.
No, he is like in his mid-40s, but he is in a mid-40s where he is in better shape than a lot of wrestlers in their mid-20s.
Yeah.
and he has a great. He still has a mind. He has a passion
Oh, yeah.
still for it. So it's only one way to go. I mean, Flair did it how long? So why can't anybody else?
Yeah, Flair wrestled into his 60s, of course, yeah.
Absolutely. So, what is your match tonight? What we got? What are people in store for?
So tonight I am facing Nile the Wild One.
Oh, boy.
And I've got quite the challenge ahead of me. He is a tough competitor. I've been studying him closely, and he brings just as much fight as I do. So I've got a huge fight ahead of me, but I'm gonna come out that other side, on top.
Nice.
I'm not.
You've
I'm
never
not
wrestled him before, right?
I've never faced him before. This will be a first. But I've been doing my studies, and like I said, I'm looking to come out on top tonight.
Niall, another trainee from out of Backbreakers.
Yes,
Nice.
a fellow trainee.
Yeah, graduate,
fellow
I guess you could
graduate,
say.
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, is Kit a graduate here?
I believe so.
Kit and it. So
I don't think
our
originally,
our
but
logo
yes.
is technically two Backbreaker
Yeah.
students
Yeah.
that are now on our. Yeah.
And that's
That's
the beautiful
awesome.
thing about these shows is you do see people who kind of came up together and speak that same language and have that chemistry
Yeah.
all the way back to day one in some cases. And,
Absolutely.
And you can really see them shine in a show like this. So if you do have a chance to get to a Backbreaker show, see one on the internet, wherever you're going to find it, you really, really should.
Absolutely.
The cool thing about Backbreakers, and it has a cool tie to us in the podcast, is a lot of the people we met and then became very friendly with, then learn doing our research and meeting them and talking to them. A lot of them are Backbreaker trained or Backbreaker
Yeah.
affiliated, and they put out a good product and they put out good. If you're a student here, you're going to learn and you're
Yeah,
going to
it's
be
a
taught
good
well.
school. That's why I tell anyone's in Northeast Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Send them to Backbreakers.
So you said you've been doing this now for about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
What are some accomplishments that you've hit in your career, or some goals that you hit, or maybe some names you worked, anything like that?
So just this past June, I actually got an opportunity to work Lance on Hawaii, which was very fun.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I didn't get the victory, but hey,
That's cool,
it,
though.
it happens. We'll come
Learning
around.
experience.
Yeah, exactly. It was a very great learning experience, and we'll run that back.
Absolutely.
And maybe this time I'll be the master, and
Lance,
he'll be the student.
The cousin of Roman Reigns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cousin of the-
WXWC4.
cousin of the head
Yes.
of the table. But,
The greatest wrestling family there is, bar none.
Yeah, there's
Definitely.
no
With all respect to the Hearts, all respect to the Von Erichs, definitely the greatest wrestling family.
There's no comparison.
Absolutely.
That's cool you got to wrestle Lance. I was supposed to years ago, but the show got canceled or something. I never did.
Yeah.
But,
Any other goals or accomplishments?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm looking to just work everywhere that I can and just keep climbing the ranks. I'm looking to get signed,
Of course,
to an AEW, a WWE, Impact, anywhere. You know what
What's
I'm
your age? If you don't mind me asking.
saying? I'm 25 right
Oh, so
now.
you-
Yeah, I just
sure.
turned
Oh, yeah.
25.
You
this
got a
year.
lot of
With
time.
that much experience under your belt, yeah, you have all the time in the world.
Yeah, so I'm just looking to just keep pushing,
Yeah.
and just keep this going and
Yeah, definitely. Why not?
collect titles, collect all kinds of accolades. There's no one thing that I want to do. I want to do everything.
Do you
There you go.
have any titles that you're eyeing up here at Backbreakers?
I am eyeing that cruiserweight championship. I
Cruiserweight.
must say.
Currently,
That cruiserweight championship.
Squid, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is Squid okay? I
Sterling.
thought I saw him walking around on crutches earlier.
I know. I didn't see
Or
him
is that
today.
not Squid?
I think I did see him on crutches.
I didn't see him today, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The current champion, you know, so that's what you're going for.
Another
That's the-
Backbreakers alum and,
Yes.
and somebody who is always impressive, always impressive. If you see him on the card again, go see Squid Sterling.
Absolutely. So after tonight, you calling any shots? You think a victory tonight gets you a title shot?
Oh, I'm hoping so. I'm definitely looking to, set my sights on Squid, and hopefully my victory tonight, gets me in the next step.
There you go.
Absolutely,
Hopefully
yeah.
the commissioners and the managers of Backbreakers see
brass, as I like to call them.
the brass. Hopefully they see that I'm worth the opportunity and that
Powers that be. I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you speak things into existence. If you
Yeah,
want
that's right.
something, you can't sit on your hands and wait for it to come to you. You got to go get it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Totally.
And if you set your goals and you speak them out and you say this is what I'm going for, especially on a podcast, you're putting it out for the 16 people that are going to listen. I'm joking.
Gotta manifest
There's
it.
16,000 people that are going to listen.
You're setting a bar and you're publicly doing it. It's like when you want to lose weight and you take a embarrassing photo of yourself and put it on the internet. You're like, now I have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So I like that. Where can people find you? Is there online presence that they can find you? Online merch store?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Social media.
So I'm on Instagram at Dyson Bennett. I'm on Twitter as well at Dyson Bennett, and Facebook at Dyson Bennett.
There you
So,
go. Very easy to remember. At Dyson Bennett, all social media.
There you go.
Very easy.
Well, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. I
Thank
know
you
you
guys.
gotta get ready for your match tonight. We'll be
it was a
watching,
pleasure.
and if you ever want to come back on, let us know, and we can do a full sit down, or maybe we can just talk some classic wrestling.
I'd love to.
Thank
we
you
go.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank
thank
you guys for having me.
And we're back here at Backbreakers with our second interview. We have a lot of stuff fun going on here. We will get to our plugs and everything like that towards the end of the episode, or we'll hyperlink them. Another thing we're going to be doing is we'll be doing a car ride home episode. We'll be reviewing the entire show, so be on the lookout for that. That will be an audio only exclusive. We won't be doing video for that and airing it. So maybe to entice you to head over to that Apple platform or Spotify or wherever it may be and hit that follow button. Also, if you're using Apple, reviews go a long way too. And you can always check out iwepnetwork.com, and it links you to all of our shows, and you can leave reviews there, and we'll read them on the show. But on to our next guest. If you give us a little introduction, I mean, the people know who you are. I mean, introduction is not needed.
We didn't say
no
anything,
introduction.
so no one knows
No
who's- yeah.
introduction, man. Kit Raff's personal assistant, Coach Sean Calvin. So excited to be on here, guys.
Yeah, you're someone that's we've been hanging out with a lot on the different shows, and just now we finally get you in front of a microphone.
I'm super excited. I love the logo, man. That was
Okay, because Kit's on it.
yeah, because
Because
on it.
Kit's
If he
dropped
wasn't,
on his neck.
the shits.
Yeah, that was actually, I think, that match where that logo was inspired from was, I think, the first time we actually met in person.
Yes,
Was
yes.
at that show, yeah.
Not Header, but the rest of us.
Yeah, the rest of us.
I've met Header before that.
Header's been our in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the GSW One More Time.
One More Time.
Yes.
Yep, absolutely.
In Berwick. Was that Berwick? No, it was Berwick.
True.
It was True Mill. What,
True Mill.
True Mill.
What town was
Plains.
that?
Plains.
R.I.P.
Like
For Troop 316, I'll never forget
Yep.
that.
The factory.
316.
right next to Wilkes-Barre. That was probably one of my favorite matches. That was such a fun match. Like,
was really
So
good.
much fun.
I actually just found the link of that on YouTube, and I went
Really?
back and watched it. Yeah, Holds up.
That was a
I bet
good
it does.
show.
Yeah, it was a really fun show. That's where you guys had a good tag team match in
Yeah.
there. You guys opened the show, and there was another really good match in there. I'm just trying to remember who.
I know Trajan had a really fun match
Yeah,
there.
Trajan had a really good one.
the Battle Royal on that show was a lot of fun,
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah, absolutely.
It involved Kit Raff, so,
Yeah,
I thought Matt Turner might have died for a second.
in front of his kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you were at the end of the original GSW, right? You
Yeah,
came in? Yeah.
the very tail end I came in. I was the ring announcer for a little bit at GSW, and then I transitioned into doing the coach role. And I was on the Turkey Bowl, which was like one of the last shows in November, and then I was on the show following that. And at that point, I was with Rod Wilder,
Yeah.
and that was, and then GSW kind of.
Yeah. Kind of went south. But yeah, that's cool. I guess I remember that you were there for the actual GSW.
Yeah,
It was a fun time.
I ring announced probably for a few of your matches.
Yeah, probably. Sure.
I cannot remember things, guys.
No.
Like, I did Matt Durline's podcast a few weeks ago, and Matt was like telling me things that I'm like, oh, I don't remember that. Like,
The A show. Matt writes down every single match he ever does. He refs.
Oh, wow.
Who wrestles who wins, where's it at? Kind of like Cornette does.
That's awesome.
Jericho does that too, I think. Yeah.
yeah, Jericho had a book out.
Yeah, I think that's what it is,
His
yeah.
like book of lists or whatever. Yeah, just
Yeah,
get
it's a
out.
list. He has a list of all of his matches. It used to be on his website. He would like log them, number them, and everything.
That's
yeah.
crazy. I wish I would have did that, but no.
So not only did you have a fantastic appearance on that podcast, but where I heard a nice little backstory of you was on Moran and Friends. You did an excellent job on that show, and learned from there as well. You're also a backbreaker trainee as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am. I graduated from Backbreakers in 2016. I was the very first manager
Oh, wow.
graduate, and there's only been two. it was me. I was the first one, and C.R. O'Malley, who graduated a few years after me. I kind of got into wrestling like a little late in life. I was 34 years old. Something I always wanted to do, but like there wasn't anywhere close to here, and the places that were further away, like I couldn't afford, honestly. Like, so it was something I put on the back burner, and I don't even remember how I came across Backbreakers, but they had Justin Glory used to do tryouts, so I went and I did the tryout with another gentleman who was there to be a wrestler. I had to do the exact same things. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, if you're not going to be a wrestler, that's a lot to go through.
And I was a little bit heavier than I am now. Like I currently am like 295, and at that time I was probably like 340. Ooh. So, having to do the like hop over the bag and run in the corner and drop down stuff, it was rough.
On the way up here, we were saying, like, man, if there's one thing we would like to try one time is managing. And then I heard, I recalled your story, and I was like, I feel I'd be a sham if I just walked out to a ring and just hung out there when someone like you actually did the work that you're supposed to possibly.
That's true,
you know what I mean? Like who am I just to walk out here like some schlub?
That's how Bryce was too, because he went to Chikara to train, and they're like, well, we don't know how to train a referee, so just do what the wrestlers do.
Yeah,
and it's like he's not a wrestler, but he just did that.
How much of that training and actually going through those steps helped you, obviously learning them. Like, I know there's things that I've never trained, but learning the ins of things when you're doing commentary, you'd be like, oh, that's something something's going on there that maybe the average person doesn't know. How does that training helped you?
It helped me a lot. One thing that Justin Glory is really good with Backbreakers Training Center is regardless of what you come in as, like ref, wrestler, manager, you have to like learn a lot of the same things because he wants you to have the foundation to understand the match. Because even if you're not a wrestler, you'll get it more. So like I learned like the flow of a match. I learned how like a lot of things work that I don't want to name because I don't want to.
Yeah, and you are, from what I've seen, like a very active manager too. So it seems like it would help a lot.
Oh yeah, I had to learn how to bump. I had to learn how to do certain moves, how to take certain moves, and honestly, it made me appreciate it more. I mean, like coming in, like it's so funny because I was like a bit of a smart mark when I was younger. So like I thought like I understood wrestling, and I had no clue whatsoever about like professional wrestling and how things worked, and like. It's the training really did help me. It made me appreciate it more. It allows me to just cover my mouth while I'm talking. It allows me to, while I'm doing like matches with Kit, to kind of know like to be in my like the right place at the right time and to get what's going on. And I mean, it is like it does. I think I mentioned it on Johnny Moran's podcast. It does drive me nuts when I come. I have had to work with people who haven't had any training, and it is tough. It
is hard.
I think anybody who just wants to do anything in wrestling, even if it's like commentary, it's like worth just going to a training center and observing like a class just to like learn about like. Just the flow of the match and how things work, you can appreciate it so much more. Like
that's on one of my to-do lists is once things calm down, because when I first started doing the commentary roles, I never had a chance to go to a school because the pandemic, and it's very limited of who can be there at certain times. But it's definitely on my list to not so much get in there and risk injury, but to go there and, as you're saying, observe and see things and pick things up so I would know them better.
Yeah, there's only so much you can learn by osmosis, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one of the big things. Sorry, I just make sure the power supply is good. One of the big things, too, with the managing role is, have you ever had a situation in the match where maybe something went awry at having that managing skill or, knowing the in the ring stuff where you're just like, hey, check that. Like you're helping out the referee, because people don't realize that the manager and the referee are more important than just being out there trying to get heat or, a pop for a crowd.
Yeah, and it is. It's true, and I've had that. And it helps to have, like, a good referee. And good referees are, like, they're few and far between. There are plenty of refs in the business. Not all of them are great. Like, Matt Duraline, who I love so much, like, he's great. He's one that, like, when I'm in matches involving Matt, like, I know, like, I can communicate things to Matt and things can go well. I have had, like, in the past where, like, matches have run a little bit long, or like the wrestlers like forgot something like they were supposed to do in the match, like, and I've kind of had to like help.
Give the
A little nudge, yeah.
Give a little nudge or like set it up. There's actually a hysterical like story. It was at a I cannot remember if it was a Backbreakers show or it might have been GSW, but there was a match that had gone too long, and Brad told me it was time for them to take it home. So I'm on the outside. I just start like blowing the whistle and yelling, "All right, guys, let's finish this up. It's time to go home." All right. Like, we've been doing this for too long, and I know you're tired. Let's take it home, guy. Like,
trying to tell them, like,
just yelling it out, like,
wrap it up.
Wrap it up, boys. But yeah, it's and it's interesting. Like, I find when I'm out there too, like, I just feel like I know what to do. Like, before a match, I always get these jitters, and I'm always like, I'm gonna mess up, like I'm gonna forget to do this, I'm gonna forget to do that, and like I'm probably like my biggest critic. I spend all day like worrying about screwing up, like, and then when I'm out there, like it just feels right. The match has to go. I have to hear the people. I've got to see like Kit in there doing his thing. He's amazing. Like,
How did you and Kit partner up?
that's a funny story. Kit worked for a company that was around at the time called Phoenix Pro, and they were based down in...
Were they Altoona?
They were near Altoona, yeah.
Yeah, out middle of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, because like they ended up becoming Eclipse Wrestling.
Yeah, they had very nice titles.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so nice.
Yeah.
He needed a ride to a show. He hit me up for a ride. I was like... Yeah, sure, because I had nothing going on. I had never really done anything with him, and I kind of basically just knew him from, like, GSW and Backbreakers. We weren't really even friends. I went for the ride. Him and I, like, we hit it off great on the car ride home, like, the car ride down, and I got there, and the person I was supposed to manage, he had, like, stuck me with somebody random on the show. They either didn't show up, or they just didn't want a manager, so he's like, well, come out with me. So I went out with him. It worked out really well. Like, again, car ride back, like we talked and we clicked. He's one of my closest friends. Like, I talk to him weekly. Like, we just got along really well. And when I've managed like a few people in like this business, and he's probably the one that like I feel the most natural with. It clicks. It's pretty much like him and Mint Mike Mitchell are the two guys.
There's a secret project coming very, very soon where that may be something you will see. Yep. And I'm telling you right now, it's fucking hilarious.
And the chemistry between Kit and Coach is off the charts, just because they play off of each other so well. Coach is so over the top. Kit is so just locked in serious. It's a great time.
Yeah, it's funny because he, like I said, how you said, so serious, and then you're almost fourth wall breaking at times.
Yes.
And it's very, very funny to see. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun together. We've done some great stuff at Sanctuary. You guys gotten to see here. Like I said, I find in real life, like, I'm good friends with Kid. I'm good friends with Mike. I find the people that I'm like really close with, I've done better with. Like, I've managed other people in this business who like I'm not like super close or friendly with, and like if you go back and watch that stuff on like the Backbreakers channel or on Fight, like you see like it's just
there's no connection.
Yeah.
It always works better. Even when you're wrestling somebody, if you know them, it'll be a better match than if it's you don't know them.
Absolutely. So as a manager, I'll ask you, we'll do local, like independent wise, and then like TV history over the years. Who are some of your favorite managers?
Local wise, trying to think.
Not many local.
There's not many.
There's
it's
not,
crazy.
but the ones they're good at what they do.
Yeah, I mean, I love Joe Davis, like with Eric and Brad, who I love them. They're great. Even though like I give them a hard time on the internet and I give them a hard time on shows, I think C.R. O'Malley's great. He's a great kid, super nice dude. I'm not just saying that because he's standing behind me.
He can't hear you.
I know. I'm putting him over. He's not even paying attention. Like in real life, I'm awful to him, but I'm putting him over. Like
he'll hear it later.
It's like, like with local managers, there isn't a ton, and I do love when like it, and it's very rare, like when somebody faces off and oh my God, I'm forgetting about the most important one, Big Dust.
There it is.
There he is.
I was like, how can I forget my love? Big Dust, absolutely my favorite human being.
We determined that if there's any 500 lists, PWI, 1,000, a million, in any category, it's everyone's fighting for second because Dust wins everything.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that kid. I think the world of him. I've only gotten to work with him twice, but he's so talented. He's funny. He's great. Like him and I, we got to work together when Kit worked with Killian at.
I have to watch that match. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, that's got to be amazing.
One of the most fun matches ever. It was 4.5 minutes long. 3.5 is like Gaga with Dustin and I, including like.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah, including the clip that I believe like Dust posted a lot, where he does a diving crossbody onto me. And, like, I swear, like, he dove off towards me, and it, like, happened in slow motion, and, like, birds flew and music played. It was, like, the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Dust has to be the best person ever at doing, in wrestling, that I've seen of doing comedy with gravitas, where you can feel the emotion behind the comedy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even when he's, like, serious, like, there's some moments recently at Camp Leapfrog where they did serious stuff, and he nailed, like, he's just all around.
He's got range. You just think of him as being the over-the-top screaming when he comes out, but he's got range.
Another manager I'm a big fan of, Tommy Vex, is Mary.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. She's the female coach, I would say, of the wrestling business, and when you guys square off, it's very entertaining.
Yeah, I'm always excited about that too, and I love Tommy. Tommy's awesome. I'm hoping maybe next year at Sanctuary, Jesse and Tommy, Kit and Tommy, whoopsie. Kit and Tommy can.
Who the hell's Jesse?
Yeah, I know, whoopsie. I did that on like Johnny Moran's podcast like multiple times.
It's hard to do sometimes.
Like Kit and Tommy will get to do something because I love getting to work with people with good managers because I've had to work with people who don't have good managers or bring their girlfriends and
that don't know nothing about nothing. Just follow me to ring.
Yeah, my goal is to do something again, with Big Dust, and I just love working with people that have managers, and there's not a ton around here, but the ones who we do have a lot of really good ones in this area, and that's.
It's definitely a quality over quantity situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So tonight's match, what do we got? What do we got lined up?
Kit Raff will be facing off against former BBE champion Ken Andrews tonight.
Yeah. Very recently, the BBE champion.
Yeah.
Yep. He
lost the title.
Lost on the last show to my buddy Mike. I'm excited for this one. It should be a really good one.
Ken is a really fun watch too.
Yeah.
Ken's a character. Ken, he's great in the ring. I mean, you look at Ken, and when Ken's one of those people who you can't go off appearance because you look at Ken and you're it's kind of like a head tilt moment.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a very typical wrestler. He's not Jack the Gills. He's more like a common.
As Dusty Rhodes saying, does look like the athlete of the day is supposed to look.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The open dress shirt, no shoes, the pants with the panda on them. Then Ken gets in the ring and Ken can go.
Yeah.
Absolutely can go.
Their match last time was unbelievable.
Him and Mitchell killed it last time.
Oh my gosh.
Killed it.
Probably my favorite match on the show was him and Mike,
Me too.
Don't tell Kit. But absolutely great. So I'm really excited because I think, tonight him and Kit, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm hoping I don't have to interfere in terms of grabbing his foot because I don't want to touch his foot, guys. He doesn't wear shoes.
I know. Who knows where he's been?
Grab the upper calf.
I'm gonna just kind of but it's gonna be really great. Kit's got a goal here, and we're I don't want to reveal the goal, but tonight's the start of where things are heading.
It's probably that title.
I would say. Kit looks like a guy who would want some gold around his waist.
Right.
And if he's going to go against a former champion tonight and get a win, that's gotta
beat a legend last time, beat the former champion this time. That is a title shot resume. That is a number one contender resume.
A champion here before.
He has, in the sense that previously with Backbreakers, before there was Backbreakers became Backbreakers Entertainment. It was Backbreakers Training Center. We ran shows at the training center. You remember that, right, Andy?
In Scranton.
Kit was a champion there. I think though it's we're kind of looking at a Earth 1, Earth 2 situation where that's kind of split off into multiple.
It happened, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. So he hasn't officially, but he is.
Which means it's time.
Yeah,
it's time.
And he's Raffi the Vampire Slayer, and maybe it's time to be Raffi the ex-champion Slayer, and we'll work our way through some people to get to Mike Mitchell. So
I like it a lot. So where can people find you on social media, merchandise, all that stuff?
they can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the Sean Calvin. On all three of those, I'm very active on Twitter. Kind of active on Instagram. Facebook's just kind of like
There.
to like share stuff,
Yeah.
but like, occasionally I pop up on there. If you really want to interact with me or curse me out or wish death upon me, hit me up on Twitter. I love it. And I do have a pro wrestling tee store that's also like prowrestlingtees.com / the Sean Calvin. I only have one shirt up right now. It's the old school Coach Fit shirt. I am working on getting more shirts. It's been something I've been like slacking on so much, but it's it's in the plans there. And also, while you're on Pro Wrestling Tees and you buy my shirt, hop over buy Kit Raff's shirt. I got to say that.
There you go.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be a good personal assistant if it didn't.
Kit Raff said he's very close to unlocking more abilities to put more designs up.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And I gave him the logo, so hopefully he can. So go buy some Kit Raff shirts as well as coaches here, and help these boys out. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out.
Yes.
The door's always open. I'd love to have you on for a full episode,
I-
and we don't have to rotate you as in 10, 15-minute increments here.
I would absolutely love that, guys. Anytime we'll figure it out because, I love to talk and I've got plenty of stories. So
Awesome, man. Well, thank you guys so much. We'll break here real quick, and we'll come back with another one for you. We'll see. It'll work.
He's clapping. There's
Extra
clapping
claps,
going. There's
extra
a show
claps.
happening.
Yeah, we are back. This is interview 3. Not exactly sure how we're going to edit these together yet. We'll figure it out when we get
We'll
there.
just say another interview.
Yeah, another interview. Maybe we'll break this up depending on how many people come talk to us, which has been really cool. I want to thank again, real quick, Backbreakers Entertainment for having us today. Really, really cool to come and enjoy a show and then set up and get content. It doesn't happen very often for us, so we're usually working. So it's cool to sit and talk to people. And back-to-back managers today.
How about that? Yeah.
So not only is it our first show ever where we had a manager on, I believe. I'm thinking that's our first time.
Think?
And then we're going to do a back-to-back.
Yeah.
Super excited. Why don't you tell everybody who you are?
My name is C.R. O'Malley. I am the representative of many great talents here in Backbreakers. Currently, got a surprise later coming on.
Oh,
but right now, I am currently managing the Dark Horse Johnny Moran and Alexander Bateman. He is coming back, by the way. I keep getting people asking me, he's coming back. It's taking time. He's coming back. He's coming back.
You help manage one of my favorite teams on the independent scene, the Main Event.
Yes.
You jump in with them every now and then at different promotions, so it's really exciting to see you with them. It fits very well together. So where did the C.R. O'Malley come from, and what's it inspired by?
So it's actually technically my full name. I was adopted, so I took my biological last name, which is O'Malley, and then my first name Casey and my middle name originally, and just shortened it to CR so it has a little bit of me in there, but people don't really know.
That's
you
cool.
know? And I always liked initials, old school wrestling, watching guys with different initials, and it seemed like a good manager, name. So
The initials is very old school, like W.B. Mason, like
Yeah,
an old
exactly.
railroad tycoon.
Yeah,
exactly.
I like it.
Exactly. Yeah.
What inspired you to get into the business? And you are a Backbreakers trainer. We learned in the interview.
Trainee.
Trainer. Trainer.
Well, graduate.
Graduate. You graduated
Yeah.
from Backbreakers. You were a
Yes.
trainee here, and we found out that you actually were the second of 2 managers with Coach to
Yes.
come out of the school. And it wasn't just you became a manager in the ring. You went through the training as everyone else would go through and stuff like that. So tell us that process and tell us how you got into it. What inspired you?
So I always was a wrestling fan since I was probably like 10 years old. So like going back 97, 98,
Okay.
around there.
What a time to be a fan.
That
Yeah.
it was.
Hit
it
hot?
was. I always wanted to get in. Unfortunately, I have a disability, so being a wrestler wasn't really in the cards. And I always kind of wanted to do it, but I never had the push to really go for it until I actually was working with another former trainee and graduate, Chris Harsh, and he finally pushed me. He said, "Hey, you love pro wrestling. Why don't you try to train to be a manager?" And I said, "You know what? I was about 30 at the time. I said, if I don't try now, I'm never going to do it. I'm always going to wonder, what if?" So I just kind of took a leap of faith and decided to follow my dreams, and that was about 2.5 years ago.
Now, if this is too personal, you don't have to answer this, but what were some of the trials that you went through, or the mental thing of your disability and stepping out of that comfort zone and entering and training and be like, did you have those doubts? Like, what was that process like?
A little bit. I always knew what I can do physically. I've always been like that. I hate when people kind of treat me sort of like a porcelain doll, like, you don't want to hurt him, we don't want to hurt him, and it's like, I know what I can do. So it was a little bit of that, of me not wanting people to treat me differently. When I go out, I want to be looked at as C.R. O'Malley, the manager. I don't want to be looked at as just somebody who wanted to try it, because this is what I want to do. This is I want to make it like everyone else does. So it was that, and then it was just some of the physical stuff. Bumps kind of took me a little bit longer to get just right. Luckily,
it takes anyone time to really learn how to bump.
Exactly. But other than that, it was just a little bit of a confidence thing, because always had a little bit of a confidence issue, just like wondering what people thought of me, because I always get the stares and stuff like that. But at this point, it's like, I'm me, and this is what you get. So
I think what people experience is they see you come in. Obviously, it's visual what you're going through, and then I think you go out there and you turn into the character. You put on your persona. You go out there and do what you got to do. I've seen you take bumps. I've seen you get thrown from a ring. I've seen you get picked up, and I think people go. I think by the end of the show they're inspired by you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think people can look at you and be like, all right, you know what, like. Yeah. What am I complaining about? Like, I have maybe this one thing, and he's out there chasing his dream. Anyone can do it.
And once he starts, you kind of overlook any disability. And then once he's manager. And then it's just, that's it,
And I don't mean like anyone can do it if you can do it type deal, but I think you inspire people to push. I mean, instead of making excuses, you go for it.
Yeah. And I'm always, if you ever, see me in the back, I always want to get involved. If there's a spot for me, I want to do it.
Yeah.
If I have to take a bump, let's do it. Because one, it's going to get more of a reaction from me doing it, obviously. But then I also do want to, that was one of my goals, is to inspire other people with disabilities. If there's something that you want to do, and it doesn't even have to be professional wrestling, I've told kids that have been like football fans, you may not be able to be a football player, but you can go for sports medicine.
Yeah.
There's always something that you can, and that was kind of my thing. I got in as a manager, and I always want to inspire people to follow your dreams. No, but you can't let people tell you can't do something, because only you know if you can do it or not.
Yeah. I mean, listen, professional wrestling, obviously, it's super important to have your main event. Professional football, your quarterback. Basketball, your point guard. Yeah. But all of that doesn't happen if you don't have the guy who does, like the behind the scenes people, the people who hold the cameras, the people who set the event up, who are doing the commentary, doing that. Like, there's so many roles and different positions for you, especially in the pro wrestling world, which I've learned just in a short amount of time. Is there's so much you can do, and it's always needed. And it's definitely push it. There's no limitations of what you can do or you can't do with disabilities. I mean, I personally have a disability myself that not a lot of people know about, because it's not a visual one, so people don't assume that I have anything. I have a joint disorder where it's kind of like my joints are like rubber bands.
Okay.
My body doesn't produce collagen, so I dislocate very easily.
Okay.
And I found that out very hard playing sports my whole life. I would dislocate ankles and shoulders, and probably where people would tear ligaments and muscles, mine would just stretch and then go back to normal.
Yeah.
But it's still very, very painful, and it has limited me. And same with you. I was like, man, I would love to do something. Yeah. And then I found my role here with commentary and doing a podcast. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what are some future goals you have here at Backbreakers, or just in general with wrestling?
Backbreakers. I want to do whatever I can for Backbreakers because this is my home. This is the place that gave me the opportunity to break into the business that I've loved since I was 10 years old. Other than that, I just want to be able to go wherever I can to get to new promotions, work wherever I get an opportunity. Obviously, one day I would love to be able to make it to like an AEW or a WWE.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know with the disability. I don't know if that's in the cards, especially because I feel like managers are coming back. I feel like they've been on the comeback the past couple of years, but it's just kind of would they look at me, and I hope they would, but I'll have to wait and see.
It's definitely a lot more of an uphill climb. Cause I think a lot of times a manager is almost like a package deal with the talent.
Yeah.
One of the things Coach is saying is obviously he goes to shows and he got to the point where he stopped taking bookings if he's not if he's just getting thrown with somebody.
Yeah.
Now, as someone who comes in just like, hey, if someone needs a manager, I'm here. Is it hard to develop that chemistry with somebody, rather than just kind of being somebody you're always partnered with?
It can be. There's been a couple times where I've just kind of been thrown with people. A lot of them I kind of knew ahead of time, so I had an idea what their gimmick was. But I mean, if that happens, I just do my gimmick. I just do me. I do CR O'Malley. It's not. And I welcome it. If there's a new promotion and they want to throw me with somebody. If it gets me an opportunity, I'll take it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've been popping up at PPW. Past couple shows. So I don't know who you'll get there. So
exactly. Yeah.
Now, you also on the side do a podcast. I would know this because we have been trying to book an interview together for such a long time. And I appreciate you and your team inviting me on the show. But as I know myself, it's hard to get a multiple person team podcast all on the same page to do the guest and get the guest schedule together. It's very, very challenging. But I'm very, very thankful that you guys even consider to have me on, which is awesome. Let people know about your podcast and what exactly is it about?
So it is the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. We mostly talk about wrestling. We will talk about current events going around, news, kind of give our input and things like that. We're trying to do more interviews now. We've done a couple interviews in the past. We've been doing it for about 7 years now.
Oh wow!
So
that's awesome.
But it's difficult to get that that foothold in there. As I know you've talked about. But we do that. We also even do. We talk about the NFL here and there, football and stuff like that. So
I try. Andy puts a kibosh to it right away.
I don't like football, and I don't know about football.
Yeah. But so we try to do a number of different things on there just to kind of get different ideas because we don't want to be just the same copy and paste podcast.
Yep. Yeah, we've changed formats, like 5-6 times?
Yeah.
Sometimes week to week.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to find your footing, and then once you do,
Yeah, it's just, I found it's just like pro wrestling. You got to find your gimmick. You got to find your little niche.
And your character,
Exactly.
And what you like to do.
And every podcast, we just call it in the ring. There's no notes to this at all.
A lot of people.
Exactly. Same.
We're just going.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Where can people find the podcast?
So we are on YouTube. We are on Apple Podcast. A bunch of different. You can go through our Twitter. It's at ICW_podcast. We post on there. We have a Facebook page. Just search the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. We post most of our videos on there because we do video and we do audio. So you have the choice. If you want to look at our ugly faces, you can. If you just want to listen, you can.
There you go.
Our audio does better than our video. I'll tell you that for us.
I think ours does too.
Andy helps us out a lot. There's
I know I consume all my podcasts, mostly in my car.
Yeah.
And I'm listening, or when I'm at home doing some work, and that way I don't put a video on, I just put the audio on.
Yes,
exactly.
I don't need the video. So a lot of people, that's why. And it's nothing against the people, it's easier.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Is there anything we missed you want to get out?
Anyone you want to manage?
Yeah,
maybe,
there you
get
go.
your eyes on.
You know, there's.
It doesn't have to be Andy Header.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be me. You don't have to say me.
I mean, you know that Andy Header guy. He's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean,
you see what he did to his partner here last time. You don't want to be in there with him.
But I mean, I'll manage anybody, any opportunity I can. I mean, I have my bucket list. I've always wanted to manage Hornswoggle.
Oh, cool.
Oh, there you
Just
go.
because I get the leprechaun jokes anyway.
Yeah.
So
And you got an Irish name going on.
I'm at the
so-
point. So
I think it'd be
I'm
hilarious if Hornswoggle had like an 8-foot tall manager. Like he came out as the wrestler, and his manager is just like Omos.
exactly.
Like the complete opposite.
Yeah, he's like, no bumps, no bumps.
no chance. I'm not bumping.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, wherever I can get an opportunity
Cool.
to manage whoever, I'm open to.
There's no. I'm just sorry. I'm thinking Hornswoggle because now he looks like AJ Styles. Like his hair's longer.
Oh, the AJ. Yeah, remember
he
when
does,
Hornswoggle
like,
looked that? Yeah.
He just didn't he just. Is it recently or was it? I'm just seeing a clip now for the first
I
time.
think it was probably like
He worked
2018, 19.
He worked Nick Gage.
Hornswoggle?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I did not know
There's
that.
a match where him and Nick Gage worked. I don't know if it's
God.
recent or if it was like a while ago, and I just finally seen the clip.
I
don't
vaguely remember that. I think. Yeah.
because he had the long hair when he did it,
Oh,
so
okay,
it
yeah,
wasn't
it's a
too
while
long
ago,
ago. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
Where can people find you?
So I am on Instagram at CR_O'Malley. My Facebook is probably the easiest because I have all my links on there anyway. Just CR O'Malley, C.R.O'Malley. I'm most active on there. I do need to get better with Twitter and Instagram and stuff.
Us as well.
I'm with you. I share wrestling flyers, and that's about it on Twitter.
Yeah. That I think that was my biggest struggle is like figuring out,
It's crazy. We just
social
started
media.
Twitter, and we grew the most on Twitter than anything. We're closing on 1,000.
Ain't that something? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's more
Yeah.
than I have my personal one. For
Yeah.
It's also wrestling, but I just started, probably about the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my Facebook will have all of my other links on there. I just kind of figure it's easier to post it on
You
there.
should look into a link tree. They're super. Yeah.
Yes, I actually had one, and then I lost the password and couldn't get it back in. So I'm gonna have to make another one.
Another funny person you would manage, just because I think name-wise it would be hilarious if you managed Kyle O'Reilly.
O'Reilly and O'Malley. Try.
I would love to. I've always loved Kyle O'Reilly. So if anyone wants
He'll
to,
be a free
Try and get
soon.
through that match being a commentator.
Yeah. I would kill myself. All right. Well, anything else you want to plug it out?
that's it. I think.
Awesome. We'll be on the lookout for me being on their podcast, and then we'll do
Instant Classic.
Instant Classic, and we'll do a crossover where you guys come on ours one time. We probably
Exactly.
can't get all of you, but we'll maybe two at a time or something.
Yeah, 2 at a time.
Between our 4 and then your 4, it'll be like an 8-man tag. There'll be a lot
There you
going on.
2 at a time for a dime. That's
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you next time.
C.R. O'Malley.
Yeah, we'll hang out with us. We have another interview coming up right now. And we're back for another edition here. We are joined by one of my favorite people.
Really?
Andy Header, yeah.
Andy's right here. Yeah.
No, I love both of these guys. We'll get into everything in a moment. But introduce yourself, gentlemen.
Well, I am JD, manager, commentator, and more importantly, manager of the Backbreakers Tag Team Champions, who I'm joined one half of with here at the table, Mr.
My name is Brad DeMayo, one half of the BBE Tag Team Champions.
Fresh off another successful title defense.
Yes. 2 years running champions here. 2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
That's insane.
Jesus. Now, I missed the match. I'm so effing sorry. We were doing interviews out
Interviewing
here.
somebody.
But
Yeah.
I did hear that you said that you heard that hot tag pop and it was insane.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The crowd was hot.
They were nuts.
Yeah. So I did hear that Gary, Mr. Capetta, said that he may be bringing a tag team in for you guys. What do you think?
That's the rumor. That's what he claims he's going to do, which
He
is
also
fine.
accused you of being a leprechaun.
Yeah.
He did. Which
Well,
is
that's
absurd.
absolutely ridiculous.
He's not Sierra O'Malley. I mean, let's be
not
serious
short.
here.
Who we were interviewing during your match.
Leprechauns are joyful.
I hate Lucky Charms. Like this, none of this makes any sense.
But yeah, on the real though, like getting to work with Gary has been like it's like a dream come true. As someone who grew up watching
I'd
old
imagine.
NWA and old
Yeah.
WCW.
We're hoping to have him on at some point today.
I hope so. He might. I think
He left.
He had to take off.
Oh, did he?
I think
Well,
he
we are
might-
not getting him today.
But he'll be back here in January. So
Oh,
there we go.
Fingers crossed.
And I'll work on that for you guys. We worked with him when he was here a couple of years ago. He did like a spoken word tour.
Yeah.
And so we set all that up for him. He came in. He's like, I remember you. You were here and you lost a whole bunch of weight. I can't wait to work with you tonight.
Oh,
And I
that's
was like,
awesome.
What is going
Very,
on?
very,
What
very
is going
cool
on
guy.
here?
Very cool guy. It was a pleasure doing a little promo battle with him.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we all know in this business, it's like you start out as a fan, and when you get to do a spot with someone that's quote unquote made it,
Yeah, the
it's
name.
surreal.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's
Yeah.
cool. It's a lot of fun.
And the crowd ate it up too.
Oh, yeah,
Ate
they-
it up.
Yeah.
Love to
that
hate us.
leprechaun shtick got over real quick.
So
It was
much,
the simplest thing. He's like, in this leprechaun, they heard
And
taking leprechaun.
it was somebody in the crowd. They were by me. Like somebody in the crowd yelled. And Capetta was right by and picked it up. And
I
threw
heard
it back. Yeah.
What was really great was none of that was scripted, really. We just knew where we wanted to end it.
Right.
And him and I were able to just bounce off each other. And
cool.
he's obviously a constant professional.
Yeah,
so,
he's done a little bit.
he knows what he's doing.
Here and there, here and
Yeah,
there.
47 years. He
Yeah, I was
picked
gonna
up
say.
a thing or two.
I was like roughly 40 years. I mean,
Yeah, you said 47 years.
I looked at him a little bit. I already knew a lot about him, but 1976 he started doing magazines.
wow, that's crazy.
where on your list is people? Where's he?
now-
People
If I'm ranking ring announcers, he's number 2 behind Finkel.
yeah.
That makes
Interesting,
sense.
okay.
That makes sense.
All right.
Yeah.
I liked him at ROH. I thought he was a good fit.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It was
For
fun
like
there.
doing all that in that time frame, he was there. It made
That
sense
wasn't
someone
long.
like Capetta to be doing the ring announcing.
Yeah,
That
it gave
made
them
sense.
credibility.
Yeah,
And I talked to him for maybe a minute or two in Hamburg during the convention, just because I was asking everybody, okay, where was the Piper thing? And he was the one that pointed it out.
right in the locker room.
Yeah,
area.
exactly.
Yeah.
He laid it all out. Like hard cam was right here, and then they would just move it that way, and yeah, he gave me the full breakdown.
That's nuts.
Because he would do the ring announcing for those.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
came up after like throughout the day. He goes, I have it down to a science now. I know exactly. That was his
I had
life
diagrams,
mission.
yeah.
That was his
Draws
life
it
mission.
out.
It was my
Paper.
Pepe Silvio moment.
Well, you know what I respect and love about him too. We talked 47 years to still have the passion,
Yeah.
the way he does.
Yeah, and they come to indie shows, 'cause you don't have to.
Yeah. I mean, and this is a fun place. I mean, and he was having fun, and it's just, you hope if you get lucky enough to be in this business for a while,
Yeah.
you can have that passion
A
too.
wild pinhead appears.
There he is.
Hi, everybody.
I think he just took out a whole table.
Yeah.
So I had a bit of a story to tell in the ring from tonight. I'm in there working, and Francisco pops me, and my contact literally comes right out of my eye.
Ugh.
And I watch it hit the mat, and I'm like, well, I'm boned. Here we go.
There's not. You can't stop. Put it back in. You don't want to put it back in
Well-
once it hits the mat.
Well,
Oh boy.
I bump, and I'm selling, and I reach over to pick it up. And I have it in my hand. And I take a pin and one to kick out. I look at Ian, the referee, and I go, take this. And he grabs it from me. And I get up, and I see him, motion it. And I'm like, all right, it's in his pocket. We're good. Rest of the match, I'm half blind. I'm throwing whatever I can. The whole promo, battle, everything. Get to the back. I go, hey, Ian, can I have my contact back? And he goes, is this a rib? Are you fucking with me? I go, what? He's like, I'm like, where the fuck is my contact? I gave you my contact.
He just dropped
he's
it.
like, I threw it. I'm like, you threw it. I can't. How am I getting home? I can't drive home. He's like, are you serious? I go, Ian, where the hell is my contact? He freaks out, runs away, and I'm like, well,
I would too. I would run away.
I go tell my girlfriend, I guess you're driving home tonight, honey. No big deal. He walks up and goes, I found your contact.
Oh god.
And I go, give me that. And I went in the back, and no one has solution.
Of course.
And I'm spraying it with my water bottle, putting water on it. It's in my eye. I can see. I'm throwing this thing out when I get home.
Yeah.
Before my eye turns purple and falls out of my head.
And with that, how long have we worked together, the three of us? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been about a year.
I didn't know you wore contacts
How about that?
until this
I'll
story
take
today.
The concat hit the wrestling ring, so you really don't want that in your eyeball.
Oh, yeah, this thing's getting thrown out the second I get home.
Because you never know what happens.
So
to that mat.
we every interview we've been having today, we've been really putting over Backbreakers because we're very thankful that they let us come here and get content. It doesn't happen very often for us at wrestling shows, so we're
And just
very
in general, a fun show too.
Yeah.
Just as a fan.
It's come to be. It's fun to come be a fan and get content.
Six
But,
matches today. Everything's moving real
Yeah,
good.
I like a nice quick indie show.
There's a bar right there. They're serving alcohol.
Little crossover banging beers episode.
There's food over. Everyone's having a good time. I love it here.
So it's an early show. We'll be out here early.
Yeah, we'll be out on the.
Where
7
does
probably.
your roads lead when it comes to for all of you for backbreakers? Was this the start for you or?
So this is JD's first time here.
Yeah, first time here for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's exciting. I love. It's just a great crowd. Like
Yeah.
one play. But yeah, this is my first. I've been wanting to come.
Yeah.
And then Brad reached out to me and was like, "Hey, we really want you here," and was able a couple weeks ago, I think, to confirm.
Yeah, we had to wait on the date, but yeah, we
had to
confirmed
wait
it.
a little bit, but it will not be my last time here. I can tell you that. 'cause
Not
it's
after
a
that reaction,
fun
no.
place. Yeah.
Yeah, real easy. For Eric and myself, I started with Backbreakers Training Center when they were in Music, Pennsylvania. I didn't train there, but they were a school in the area. They were like, "Oh, you are a worker? Come here. You can work out here, get your reps in." When we got our foot in there, that's when we got Eric in the door and Matt Turner in the door, and they all trained at Backbreakers. So Eric's been here since day one.
Oh, wow.
I was in the same class as the promoter, Justin Glory. Like, we were trained together
Yeah.
before he bought it.
And Johnny Glitter was the trainer here at the time, who was like a B show or C show WWF manager back in the day. He would travel to B shows and whatnot. He actually started with like the Wild Samoans. Like when WXW was the first promotion, Glitter broke off and started World Star Wrestling in Backbreaker Training Center, and then after a while, Glory bought him out.
Yeah.
But like we've been here since this is my BBE itself is like our home promotion for the most part.
Yeah, it's crazy because when we first just doing the podcast and Andy the first people that we really went to, the first show indie-wise was Outbreak, and then from Outbreak we went to PPW, and then from there it just kind of been a crapshoot. But all the people I feel like that we've met, that we bonded with and connected very heavily with, and just became almost like like you've all welcomed us into this family of the business. 90% of them have been Backbreaker people, and it's cool to finally put the pieces together and start coming here ourselves.
It's a testament to how well Glory trains these kids. Like, again, it's a good place. I'll tell this to Glory's face. This is a great place to come learn the basics.
Yeah.
You come here. He has experience with WWE, Impact, like all over the place. He's been on the road with people like DiBiase in the back in the day, and he has this is a great starting school. And I tell people, like, get here, get your reps in, learn in front of this crowd, learn from Glory. I'm there to help out. Eric's there to help out. Kit Raff. People come in and out of there, and then maybe go to a sanctuary where Trotsky can like finish you,
fine-tune the character, and
college.
That's honestly Sanctuary is college. This is high school, Sanctuary is college. And then from there you can go anywhere. Really.
Yeah, and then you jump into an Outbreak or PPW where you're in front of a larger crowd where you get that experience. True. Yeah. It's nice when all these promotions play nice and let this talent do that, and it's
hard
welcoming.
to find that.
Yeah,
in a lot of places.
Yeah.
You don't see us on the road anywhere without one of these kids with us.
Yeah,
There's always at least
that's how we
one
met
of them.
Roxas. That's how there's so many people that we've met because of that.
That kid, Aaron Roxas, will get anytime we're on the road, he will text us, be like, "Hey, is there a spot?" He knows there's always a spot in my car or Eric's car, but he still asks. It's always like, Aaron, meet us at Dick's Sporting Goods at this time, or meet us at the parking lot then.
It's funny, the first like 5-6 times I met him, he never wrestled. Like, I didn't see him where he just comes and he's a face, and if someone's needed, he's good to go. And then I finally seen him work at Sanctuary. I was like, yo, this kid, he can go. He's good.
And first in, last out.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you
ethic.
a
He's
quick
a
story
testament,
since we're putting Aaron over. So it was UW, which for those that don't know is way up north in New York. That's more my neck of the woods.
Finger Lakes wine country up that way.
Yeah,
it's up there.
Yeah.
So lifting the curtain, I'm the booker for UW. And these guys couldn't make a show, but Roxas drove, how far is it?
It's 3.5 hours from us. He drove by himself.
Why he drove by himself? He wasn't going to because we told him.
There you go. Well, he listened, so he comes up. I didn't even have him on the card, but I had someone bail. And who am I going to put in there? The kid that I know is going to bust his butt.
Bust his ass, yeah.
He helped set up. He's going to help tear down. He's getting that spot. And it's a compliment to him, a bigger compliment to these two guys for taking him under their wing and not just teaching. There's so much more, Andy, than just wrestling. I'm not a wrestler, but I know because I see how hard these guys work, but they also go over with these kids the etiquette because I don't care who you are, what position you are in this business. If you don't know the etiquette, you can stop making friends.
That could be the end of
quick.
It could be the end of
real quick.
Fuck this guy.
When
and
we were younger, the guys who were around as long as we are now used to beat the shit out of us. Like that's just how it was then. And like our generation kind of changed that. We're like the cool wrestling uncles is the way I describe it to the kids, is instead of beating them up to try to teach them a lesson, we just actually help them learn the lesson.
Yeah, because you don't learn anything from that.
Teach them.
No.
Give me 1 second real quick.
As we get a microphone.
Checking.
A little bit high.
Modulation.
All right, you're good.
All right.
I had to stop. So with this recorder, I have to physically stop the recording and then restart to add another microphone.
Okay, I get you.
So I said 1 second, and quick, and then we'll.
So yeah, like
we're on the fly.
when we broke in back in like 99, 2000, there wasn't a lot of indies in this area, and the ones that were there, they didn't want kids.
Yeah.
I was 19 years old, 20 years old when I broke in. And when you did break in, you got your ass kicked by these old people. Like, these vets would just mess you up. So, like, for the next generation, the generation after that, I want better for these kids. So, like, Kit Raff, when he came up, and people told me about him when I was booking Grand Slam Wrestle, and I was like, all right, well, the Impeccables, I hear good things, let's go. And I see something in those kids, and I saw stuff in, like, putting you and Turner together as a tag team in GSW, and, like, bringing those dudes up. This next generation is in good hands. If we stop tomorrow, we're okay. I mean, 20 plus years, the next group of guys is going to be fine.
And as someone who's, I'm not even a wrestler. We're just, like I said, for the most part, podcasters. You've even welcomed us into that fold and given us the feedback we've needed and telling us when we're doing good or what we can work on, and it's been tremendous for us.
They do it for me. I mean, I'm older, but I've only been around for 4 or 5 years. I'm still. That generation they're talking, I'm young, in that crop, really, if you think about it. And they teach me all the time. This man, Eric, right here, he just is so good at communicating with me during the match, which is something that is not always there. And he knows, I don't know, these two both know just exactly what I need to hear at the exact right time.
There's so much more down this rabbit hole I want to dive in, but I really want a full Diamond City episode. So I want you guys at the table talking. Yeah. So there's some questions I'm going to reserve.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I'm going to reserve off of because I don't want to dive into them too much.
And to tear down the curtain here, they literally just wrestled 20 minutes.
Because like I said, you guys, not only are you great for the business, and you're always people who we always say you want used to when you're in the locker room because of what you possess, but also just another inspiration story. Both of you completely changed your physique and your mind state and everything. Not just so you can have more longevity in this business to keep giving that selflessness to other people, and it's been fantastic.
I'm just happy that I get to wrestle again. Like, the time I took off when I was booking and doing commentary, I loved still having my foot in the business, but like watching these guys in there still working every month and being like, I miss it.
Not
it's a different high.
Yeah.
Sitting down with my friends and writing stories and being like, here's what the card looks like. Let's have the meeting. I'm the booker. It's great. You love it. But at the end of the day, you're like, I want to take that bump. Why aren't I in that War Games match? Like, shit, this sucks. But so like, no matter what it is, I'm always going to have a foot in the door here, or foot in the business. I'm going to try to wrestle as long as I possibly can.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, that's what HC Loke said to somebody. I forget who, and he's like, keep wrestling. Wrestle's here. The wheels fall off, man.
Yeah.
But why not?
When I first met Header and we were starting the podcast, and I was like, all right, I need some, like, I want some inside stuff. Like, I don't want a guy here who's a part of the business not give me something. And I was like, honestly, who are some of the people, like early on I asked them, who are some of the people that, like, you like in this business or that you look up to? And used to were some of the first names he said. And that's an on. And I don't even know if you remember that, but that was like way back. That was way back in the day.
We go way back. When Eric was out of the business for a while, we were both in CPW together.
Yeah.
And like I think
around in Scranton years ago.
I think the first match I had with you was me, you, and CM Serena in a three-way.
Oh yeah. Jesus.
And we did a whole bunch of crazy stuff. And I was just like, all right, I'm with this Header guy for life. Like me and him are that's it. We're good. And that's when we brought him into GSW, and I was like, I think the first thing we did with you in GSW was the Davey Lawless stuff.
Yeah,
which was weird. I wasn't booked at the time.
Yeah, I believe I wrestled before that. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I was supposed to wrestle Gran Akuma, and that match got canceled because of the flood with the rain and Nanacoke.
You did the pirate character great, though.
Oh,
you did him great, yeah.
It was fun, but it's like, a lot of times, like, where do you go if you're not in a place filled with wacky characters? If everyone's serious
Right,
and you're
yeah.
wacky, it's like,
I think the weirdest thing we did with you was when Turner was a heel. And the first time we had you team up with Turner, I went out and I had Turner had to find a mystery partner.
yeah.
And I was like, it'd be funny if you were like, you got CM Punk because it's your trainer, haha. And he was like, well, what are we going to do? How are we going to make it work? And I was like, Wrestling Tees was selling those wrestler underwear things. And I was like, I'm going to make it Header. We'll put the CM Punk jacket on Header. I'll buy him these CM Punk tidy whities. And he'll come out backwards to hold the personality.
Yeah, with tape fist and
the whole thing.
pads.
People bought it for about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Did you put it up?
Yeah, backwards. You know how you come out? Yeah.
Did the whole thing, then turned around, and people were like, wait, what? And they were like, and it was the greatest. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah,
It was like
for 3 seconds,
Yeah.
people thought we got CM Punk and music.
It was like, oh.
It's
this guy.
These fucking guys.
If you're gonna book another straight edge wrestler, I mean, Header's the way to
There
go.
we go. There's the way to go. Yeah.
Just happened to work out.
Yeah.
Now you're someone who I've met recently. We've got to
JD pronouns.
JD. We got to meet JD at PPW. We've been teaming up on commentary, and I've been having an absolute blast working with you.
It's fun.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm very, very new to the game, so every time I can get around people like yourself or Paul, EJ, Pete, it's very, very helpful to me. So how did you jump into that? I knew you have a journalism background.
So the wrestling's only been a few years. However, I went to college for broadcast journalism.
Oh, get out. I didn't know that.
Yeah, see, we're learning a bunch of stuff. I actually interned for NASCAR at 16. I did that for about 4 years. It was a local Time Warner cable channel, so I interviewed the guys, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Gordon, you name it, I've met them.
Wow.
And that's how it started. And then I went and I worked for minor league hockey, college sports. So I've been doing the broadcasting since a long time. Started acting at 12, so that's where the manager part comes in.
He's way more qualified than us.
Yeah.
And
All
then
of
I
us,
did,
actually.
he's sitting around the slubs like I have to subject myself.
You talk wrestling in college, and that kind of eliminates 75% of wrestling.
Yeah.
And then I did pro stand-up.
Oh, wow.
For 8 years, I guess.
Really?
So I
Wow.
worked Gotham Comedy Club, Caroline,
dude.
How about
opened
that?
for
You
Jim.
would- you-
I didn't know
Gaffigan,
that.
Wow, Jim
You
Gaffigan.
think
Yeah.
you'd be funnier, you know?
Brian Regan, Jim Gaffigan. So anyway, long story. That's kind of where it led me to this. I loved wrestling since I was 7. Finally, a few years ago, after my divorce, I wasn't held back.
Yeah, there you
go. Yeah, that's all it took. And then the girl I was dating, who's now my wife now, it totally encouraged it.
Cool.
She's like, do it. So I showed up and just carrying ring boards. And some of you know Dave Keller.
Hey, yo, dudes.
Love you, Dave.
Yeah.
But he goes, oh, man, my commentary partner just told me he can't show up. I have nobody to go with. And this is my first show ever. And he goes, do you know anybody that does commentary? I go, sure do. And it was it. That was
There
it,
you go.
4 or 5 years ago. And that's, here I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to put your wife over real quick. She does photography for wrestling. It's great.
Yeah,
she learned
she's
it
awesome.
At it's Bree Sports
Yeah,
Photos.
Breeze Sports Photography.
She's great. Yeah. Lots of good shots. Every time we're in there, always hope I can repost. It's good stuff. I was hoping she would have showed up today, but
She's booked somewhere else.
Didn't she just do
Major.
stuff with Edith
I know-
Surreal and Willow? I think that was her,
What's
right?
that?
Didn't she just do some stuff with Edith Surreal and Willow? I think I saw those on Instagram or something.
I don't think so.
Okay, maybe I think of
Maybe.
another photographer.
No, I don't
Okay.
think so. Yeah, because she got
The
it's
name
funny,
sounded familiar.
She got booked at a place that they don't like me.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna pop in there on the way home just because.
So
we
I
won't
know
mention names.
I know a thing or two about ringside photography.
Yeah.
And she has improved a lot since she first started.
Yeah, she's only been doing
a
it
lot.
6 or 8 months, I
Wow.
think,
A lot,
something
big,
like that.
Big improvements.
Yeah. So, but yeah, thanks for putting her over. I'll let her
Anytime,
know.
man. Let her know I said good things.
Give her a sticker so she can go search
Yeah.
herself. And
I know. I already stole 2 of them. I'll steal.
Joe,
them.
how many
take
times
it
are you going to
anyway.
straighten that stack of stickers?
It's
It's my
OCD.
OCD,
I was
man.
gonna say it's his OCD. I'm gonna grab one.
Just
of these.
mess them all up.
and the best thing about JD is his choice in sports teams. Proud Washington football fan.
Look at the colors.
I was going to say, got Eagles colors on today.
This is not the day to do this, Tony.
Not my
No,
choice.
This is not the day
Not
to
the
do
day.
this.
I'm here to make them look
Johnny
good.
Moran's not here.
Johnny Moran
Devontaez
and
is not here.
I have no
They're here. here.
I guess technically he also has Jets colors on as well.
Yeah, that's
Oh, he's gonna go get Roxas now. Great.
Great, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Roxas is a Jets
I
fan.
actually thought that you guys are all wearing Jets gear anyway, so it's fine.
I'm about to throw you out the door.
You're going to lose your podcast.
We're taking over the podcast like the end
The
of the
team with
podcast.
a Pennsylvania on their shirt.
We're gonna change it to the Tornado DDT podcast and Tornado DDT
All of
your
our,
ass.
the font is literally the Eagles font that we stole.
I noticed
right
that the
from-
first time I saw you two in the sanctuary.
Yep.
I was like, oh, I like them even more now.
Yeah. Where can people find you guys? Social media, merge pages?
So these guys have their own. You guys don't have? Yeah, you got a Facebook page.
We have a Facebook,
Yeah.
Diamond City War Machines.
Diamond
on
City
Facebook.
War Machines. All my guys are always promoted on the Team JD. We also have a team website. It's www.imwithdavis.com.
That's
so
new.
You can go there,
That's new, yeah.
and that directs you to everywhere. And
Well, here's a quick
yeah.
question. As Team JD here, I noticed a flyer came out for an upcoming show, and you're going 2 tag teams, and you're gonna assemble your Team JD. How do you not bring Diamond City War Machines in on that match?
This is a sore subject. That
yeah.
no, it's not.
Go ahead.
It's not a sore subject for me and him or us.
I don't think he had.
We don't have any choice in this matter.
Yeah.
And maybe if I show up that day, they'll just put me in there. But I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I have no heat or animosity.
No, not at all. Me. I'm just messing with Paul.
We're
I
a
love
couple,
him.
we're a couple
Yeah.
sinners too. Maybe one day we'll represent the team there, but we'll see what happens.
The whole team is fantastic. Everyone in that stable is
Yeah,
very
yeah.
good.
They're-
and once it formed, I was like, this is going to be fun to watch at PPW.
I mean, we had that one thing we did. Unfortunately, Eric got hurt right as the match started. But those 2 kids, we teamed with the Mad Dog, and it's like they're young, they listen well, and it's all you can really hope for.
They have a fantastic look, too.
Yeah, they're built boys, and they got a future. As long as they keep their head on straight, they'll be okay.
What I've tried to do is, it does seem like I'm trying to always put me over, but that's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I try to get a mix of great vets and then kids you know how you just see it in them, right? And that's, so far, we've had a good mesh. I can literally say in Team JD, no 2 guys that I know of have any heat with each other. Everybody gets along, and we can all just mix match wherever we go.
We had a couple good 6-mans with us and Seymour Green.
Yeah, Seymour's
I
another
love
one.
that kid. That
Yeah,
kid
he's
is
great. Big fan. I can definitely relate. I'm definitely not, when I make this analogy, I'm not definitely comparing myself to Michael Jordan, but we come from a generation where people where Michael Jordans exist, but even Michael Jordan himself would tell you it takes a team.
Yeah.
You need to put yourself around people that are going to make you better and inspire you. And the same way you're building your stables is the same way I try to do my stables in the wrestling podcast. I try to put people back who's going to work great together, who bring something to the table, who are better than myself, that can accentuate and make me better. And that, so I definitely relate very heavily.
The goal of the whole thing, I wanted to do something different on the indie scene, and it's pretty much, I don't have to always be there, but now I have such numbers that Team JD is getting represented 3 different promotions today.
Wow.
And I don't have to be there.
Yeah.
It's like being a real manager.
That was
It's like
the
being
goal.
a real manager, yeah.
Yeah, so it's so far so good. Still got a lot of work to do. I still got a lot to learn, but these guys help.
Amen. Before I go to the back and get changed, I want to say congratulations on the CBV episode.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was a real fun listen, and that dude's inspirational as all hell. And you guys had it was a great show.
I don't have that opportunity to step in between the ropes with someone who I can see where I stand when it comes to working somebody like that.
Yeah.
So for me, that was as close as I'm going to get to, especially I'm inspiring to be an interviewer. I want to do this for a full, this is something I'm chasing.
Yeah, man.
So to kind of verbally step in between the ropes with him and see where I stack up and talk to him and do it with people I care about, that interview meant a lot. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
That's
anytime.
awesome.
Yeah, dude, it was a good
great,
one.
guys. Yeah, we enjoyed it.
Where can we find you guys merchandise and stuff?
We are on Pro Wrestling Tees, so it's Pro Wrestling Tees /DCWM, real simple. Facebook is Diamond City War Machines. Brad DeMeo on Facebook. Eric Pinhead on Facebook. I think Instagram is Brad_DeMeo. I think the same thing with you.
Mine is just Eric Pinhat, and my Twitter is the best Twitter handle of all time. Fear the back rake.
I don't know. Get some headers
know,
pretty
yeah.
funny.
Get some headers.
Try to top that one.
Yeah, they're both very good.
Very good, very good. Back rake is the best move in wrestling.
I once got over using a back rake.
I prefer the nerve hold. That's my go-to.
That's why when I tell people you can get simple shit over and they laugh at me or look at me like I'm crazy, I'm like, I got a back rake over.
Eric had
Hogan did it for years.
Eric had 12 variations of back rake emotion, backbreaker Rooney. It's amazing.
What was that thing you got over? It was ridiculous.
Oh, I got over it with ice cream like a month ago.
Yeah, he was like mocking
as a
kids,
heel.
like, you don't get ice cream. Or like, where'd that come from?
I used
And it
ice
just
cream to
picked
get over
up.
as a heel, and I didn't even have ice cream on me.
Yeah, it made no sense, but they loved it.
It doesn't matter what you do; it matters how you do.
That's right.
Heck yeah.
100%.
Well, the goal for today was obviously to get interviews at a show and talk to people that we don't normally have a chance to do, because sometimes it's hard to get people on the podcast. But you that are listening, if there's people that you've listened to so far today and you want more from, or a full in-depth interview, let us know. But I will say right now, this is a team and a group of people you don't have to ask for, because it's eventually going to happen, whether we have to do it via Skype or if you guys can join the commentary table or the table in person.
It's a short drive for us. It's
we definitely want to
40 minutes.
Yeah, we'll make a trip.
Yeah, because you guys, not only can we talk pro wrestling we could talk video games, we could talk comic books. It's
Heck yeah.
it's a wide range.
So mad about that 9-6 in the Ronin, but
I know.
whatever. It is what it is.
But
I'm gonna bounce and
Fucking
buy this
CCC.
shirt. I will see you guys.
Okay, see you later. We're about ready to wrap.
Yeah, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We have a few more interviews for you, so hang tight, and we'll be back right now. We're back for another one. This one's exciting because we're interviewing two people at once now, and they just had a match together tonight.
Yes.
Very
Cruiserweight title here.
the cruiser and new.
I believe Travis Dorian's debut in a cruiserweight division match.
I've never been a cruiserweight
I was gonna
since
say.
college.
Did someone work a little bit of the numbers there?
I'm pretty sure the guy writing down the weights was a little dyslexic. I am a solid-ish 250.
Yeah, I wouldn't peg you for a cruiserweight.
We're gonna bump this up just a
Not
hair.
to say that you're fat or anything, but
No, great shape.
Not a cruiserweight.
Yeah,
I prefer the term husky.
I'm cultivating mass,
Yes.
like Max said. You know.
It is the winter.
Yeah. Anyway, introduce yourself, please. I
I
just like a swing of that Steve Weiser.
Sorry, pardon me. Miller High Life, the champagne of beers. I am the blue-collar baller, Travis Dorian, and I am from Milford, Pennsylvania, and I am not a cruiserweight.
He can admit it now.
If you want to introduce yourself.
And now I am Roberto Garcia, the Shining Mantis. I hail from the Amazon rainforest, and I am a cruiserweight.
You are the brand
cruiserweight
new
champion.
The new cruiserweight champion.
Head cruiserweight. Yes, he is cruiserweight. Very nice mask.
I did not know he spoke English.
Dual languages here.
We actually had you here in case he didn't.
Right.
You were going to translate.
Yeah, we were going to bring in
translate.
Capetta, but he had to go. Capetta is very fluent in Spanish. He's a Spanish teacher, but
It would have been really fun if I was translating for him. Whole lot of guessing.
So we'll start off with you as the champion tonight. We'll go with the winner. No offense, we'll go with the winner tonight.
None taken.
Even
please
though there was
do.
a little bit of little screwery there.
Yeah, I'll get that little weasel later.
Yeah, I don't know
he
where
was
he came
here
from.
earlier. He was out
He
here.
may be back there in the corner there.
Oh, no.
Yeah. By the way, you have really long shoelaces. I don't know.
They are. I have to wrap them like twice.
Yeah, your boot got untied there. That sucks. You could easily
Yeah.
fall.
Yeah.
And honestly, that probably led to a little bit of the chicanery, but it was my fault. It took my eye off the prize.
Absolutely.
But let's get back to
Yeah, let's get
Roberto.
to the champion here.
Yes.
So, where do you start? Like, when did you start your career, your training? Are you a backbreaker student?
I am a backburger student. I started a year and a half ago.
Oh, wow.
Pre-COVID. I was 2 weeks away from debuting against Aaron Roxas last year, and then COVID happened, and it kind of just happened last show.
Okay.
And it went really good.
Wow.
And now I am the new. Due to the circumstances, obviously, Squid Sterling was hurt.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately, I would have liked to have that match. And preparing for him, when seeing Travis come out is a whole different beast in itself.
Oh, yeah.
So I was not prepared for that match, but I ended up successfully pulling it off.
Cool. That's awesome.
Do you think that long wait, that long training time before your first match, do you think you felt more ready than you would have been, or kind of just chomping at the bit?
Absolutely, I did feel more ready. I don't know if I would have been that spot on if
Right.
it was closer, but I'm happy that I did get the extra training in because it was well needed.
Yeah.
Excellent, yeah. Best
Especially
of a bad situation.
How many matches are you in now that you've had?
This is my third.
Wow. How about the third match.
and he's a champion.
Yeah.
And now, as someone who's been doing it 10 plus years here,
Yeah.
how long did it take you before you got your title?
I don't remember. I don't remember. It wasn't three matches in.
Hold on,
that's for
Andy.
sure.
What are you tipping the scales at these days?
But weight-wise?
Yeah.
166.
That's well under 205.
yeah,
You
yeah, so I qualified.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can challenge for the cruiserweight title.
I was
here.
available tonight. Is when
I like that. We're teasing the tension.
Yeah, there it
Teasing the
is.
tension.
we do like to have titles showcased on our podcast table, so keep an eye on this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely will.
It's shiny.
Yeah.
So's his mask, though.
It's a great mask.
It is. It's an excellent.
Where did you get that done?
I got it from Arctic Shark, the Green Ant.
Oh,
Green Ant gave it
okay.
for me.
Oh, yeah, well, he makes good stuff.
Yeah, really good dude, really cool.
And he knows, too, because he wore a mask for so long that he knows what you need in a mask.
Absolutely.
You can make one that looks great, but if it fits horrible or if it's too hot or you can't breathe, then it's no good.
Where did you get your inspiration for your mask and your character?
I was just going through designs. I saw the spider web. I'm like, all right, let me throw that on there. And then I just did these little squiggly lines just to throw something else in there. And then it kind of all came together when I sent him the product. He sent me the draw that he had for me, and I loved it.
Yeah, it's kind of got the Mysterio eyes. It's got a little bit of like the Wolverine look to it a little bit with the Spider-Man on the front.
It got a lot of like homages going on. That's cool. And Green Ant knows his mask.
Yeah, Green Ant's fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
so
it's purple.
Yes.
It's purple.
Andy's favorite
Yeah,
color.
yeah.
And you're not an ant.
Yeah, you're not an ant. No.
So, what made you get into the business? What made you pick up professional wrestling and then and finding backbreakers and going into that route?
Well, I watched my godfather as a young kid. He was the Prowler. He wrestled back in the day.
Wow.
He actually knew Glory. So I started texting him at 16, 17. When can I get in the business? And then he redirected me to Glory at 18. And I successfully started my training, and now I'm here today.
Cool.
Nice. What made you pick to be a masked wrestler?
I fell in love with the style. I fell in love with the lucha style, and I kind of just went bigger, go home. So I kind of just went all in.
Now, there has been a thing recently with masked wrestlers after very, very long unmasking, and we find out that they're all extremely good-looking people. And then you're like, why are you wearing a mask? Is that the thing for you, or are you doing us a favor?
Of course he's going to say yes.
Of course.
Yeah. No, I'm hideous.
I guess we're going to have to wait and find out.
That's a perfect answer.
That used to be what it is back in the day. That was, if anybody wore a mask, you'd be like, oh, he must be hideous.
Yeah, because that was the thing. Well, he looks great, but his face is ugly. Put a mask on him.
Yeah.
And then Juventud Guerrera changed everything.
Yeah, Hooven. And then recently Max Zero taking his mask off. And then kind of being backstage, you're looking like, why would you choose that? You're a good-looking person, You throw a
They
mask
said
on.
the same thing, too, when Jerry of IWTV, when he had his mask when he was Equinox. And at the show he took it off, you could hear on commentary, one girl goes, he's hot. It's like, whoa.
I love it. Hopefully that happens for you one day when you finally unmask.
Yeah, some girl says,
Just
you're hot.
Just
Let's hope so.
tons of underwear thrown into the ring by the men and the women.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Can't discriminate.
You don't want awkward silence. You don't want awkward silence.
So how does it feel to now, get your first title and be a champion?
It feels really good. Obviously, like I said, due to the circumstances, I would have loved to face Squid and beat him if it came down to it. But I'm really happy how the match turned out tonight and my opponent as well.
Yeah, it very, very honorable for Squid to also come in here and be like, listen, I can't go. I don't know how long this is going to be. And instead of holding up a title, let's let them fight for it. So very honorable for him and a very classy move from Squid.
I believe he hurt one of his legs or something.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it was.
It was his knee.
Oh, his knee. Okay.
Yep. Awesome. So let's change gears here a little bit to the Blue Collar Brawler. I've called a bunch of your matches at Sanctuary,
Yeah,
so it's
very cool shirt too.
Yeah,
Let's
I do own it. I'm an owner of that shirt.
Sure,
We wore it on the podcast one time. I like to wear people's merch and put it out on the podcast and promote and share that way.
I got a Mitch Ryder shirt. I have not seen this since I bought it. Like on anyone.
There is shirts that I own that I have not worn yet. I have a very large collection. I don't know if you've ever. It's I think wrestling alone I'm over 400.
Yeah, he's a shirt problem.
Well,
Yeah,
for those of us that you've bought their T-shirts, I say thank you for your business. We appreciate it.
I try to support the best way I can.
I think somewhere in a box in my house, I still have the purple sweet and sour Macho Man shirt.
Oh yeah.
From like 15 years ago.
So, how did you start this journey and get into the world of professional wrestling?
I've loved wrestling since I was like 1. My dad told me like every time we go to the video store when I was like a baby, I'd freak out and I'd want to watch wrestling. It's the only thing that would calm me down. Apparently, I was a crying kid. I don't know. But yeah, I've always loved it. And then I went to college. I wanted to drop out and be a wrestler, but my parents were like, "No, we're not paying for that." So I'm like, "Okay, cool. I guess I'll finish college and then go that route, be a fan, and then fast forward to adulthood." working a bunch of shitty jobs.
You can
say shitty?
Yeah, you can say shit. You can say fuck.
You can say whatever.
Awesome. I love the liberalness of the language here. Yeah, I worked a bunch of shitty jobs I didn't like. I mean, I'm still in a job where I'm not like happy, but I'm doing this and it makes, yeah, exactly. Pays the bills, takes care of the family, all you need. And then I get to do this on weekends, so that makes me happy.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
And Travis touched on something so great there. Before, for the young people listening, for the young people at the table, before the WWE Network, before all that, that's how you watched wrestling. If you went to a video store, back when they had video rental stores, if they had a wrestling section, if they had a tape that you did not see before, that was like hitting the lottery.
Yeah, on pay-per-view you didn't see. And if you want a new pay-per-view, you had to wait about 5-6 months.
Fun fact, every video store I went to, the wrestling section was always right by the
porn section?
The beaded curtain. Yeah. So you're
And
like...
the horror was usually next to it,
yeah,
too.
you're like wrestling, and you're like peeking at Macho Man, but you're like, can I see boobs over there? Like,
Yeah, because they always had that little like corner that you could walk around, but you could see around it.
Yeah,
It's like,
ours
hook up.
always had the beaded.
My video store, it was easy to peek because they had saloon-style doors, so you could just look under.
Nice, you got lucky.
Awesome. So, where did you pick up your training? Where did you start?
I started at Backbreakers, and then I graduated less than a year later. Had my first match against Rex Taylor, who was wrestling later, and then I was off and running. And then I went to Sanctuary, and I had a little fine tuning with SLG over there, John Trotsky, and Smooth Tommy Suede, and that brings us to now, and where I just kind of kept working, and then I got kind of tired of bullshit in wrestling, and I wanted to be with my family more because my daughter was doing a bunch of cool stuff. So I took a couple years off, and last April I decided to come back and get started again. And here I am.
Sometimes it's good to take those mental breaks and kind of step away for a second, clear yourself, and then step back in.
I really did miss the locker room, miss the boys, and then miss performing for a little bit. It's fun, you know.
Oh yeah, it's
takes the edge off of the week.
Absolutely. So, what are some of your goals when it comes to wrestling right now? I know you're sitting next to someone you had an opportunity to win a championship, even though I think,
Goal number 1: get under 205 pounds.
yeah. Even though I think if you would have won, it would have been quickly stripped. You know.
Yeah, those dang technicalities. Yeah, I don't know what happened. My original opponent tonight, Skyler, had to bow out for unfortunate circumstances. So, and then Roberto here, he had his unfortunate circumstance where he lost his opponent, and then I'd like to think that we had a good time out there.
It was a good match. It was very good.
Very fun.
And it was his third match, so for his third match, very well.
Yeah,
fantastic.
You got the crowd into it. You played into the styles, the style clashes there with the big man versus small man. It was a great match. But so, what are some goals? Not just Backbreakers, but in general. Is there any titles you have your eye on? Is there any opponents you want to work?
I'm open to anything, really. I just want to have a good time. I want to, make some more memories. I don't have very long. I'm 37. I'm, closer to 40 than I am anything else. So I'm really just out here just to have a good time. Meet some new people. If I get swung an opportunity, I'm gonna swing for the fence for it.
Yeah. So you just take it day by day.
Yeah, that's it. Whatever's thrown my way, I'll catch it and run with it.
Yeah. Now, I know it's hard to take in now because obviously you're still basking in your brand new championship, but obviously the easiest answer here would be Squid, but we don't know the timetable there and shows coming up. Who are some people that, you have the title now. You can kind of pick and choose who you want. Is there anyone on that roster you're kind of eyeing up? And I know earlier our first interview said that, they would like to go against you, but unfortunately didn't get a win tonight.
Yeah, fortunately Dyson Bennett came up short a little bit today, this show, but who knows?
Yeah, so who are some names on the roster that you got your eye on you would like to defend your title against?
Well, I mean, if Andy Header over here,
hey.
if he's under 200, I mean, we could go.
There we go.
I like that. I like that a lot.
No,
Be careful what you wish for.
I know little Lucha Libre.
Yeah.
No,
you are Chikara trained.
Oh, yeah. Can't say Chikara. I guess we can.
You can still say it. It happened. You were there.
No, I was there.
Yeah.
So.
no, Dyson Bennett, I would love to face off with him. I think he's a very strong opponent. Another guy would definitely have to be. I'll take Aaron Roxas too.
Okay,
Aaron Roxas actually, because I fell short the first time. I think I'll have it.
Now, was that your first or second match against Roxas?
That was my first match against him.
Unbelievable!
Wow.
Would have never guessed that.
Yes.
Would have never guessed that.
Actually, when we were in the car, I was like, "Is that?" I was trying to figure out who was under, and then I was completely wrong. I was completely wrong. But yeah, we even said on our car ride home episode. I don't know if you checked out our review for the last show.
I did.
Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do one tonight because
we didn't see half the show.
Yeah, we're going to be missing a lot. So hopefully this makes.
We seen your match.
Yeah, your match was really good. But
so far we missed Kit and Adina's match. So
we missed that too.
They grace our logo, and they're the two matches I personally have missed. I've seen every other one so far.
We're fucking up tonight.
We'll watch a video.
Yeah, we'll watch it later. But
sorry, Kit. Sorry, Adina.
Yeah, we love you to death. Hopefully, we can get you to come sit down for a moment before you just cut out. But yeah, as champion, you're calling your shots here. You're already saying Andy. Is there any other promotions that I know you're still new to this, and Backbreaker's kind of your spot. But is there any other promotions you have your eye on that you would like to experience?
Definitely either Eclipse or AON.
Okay.
I would love to go down there. They have some great talent. I feel like I'd have strong opponents, and I feel like that would be the place.
Is there any people on those rosters that you have your eye on?
Sam Beal.
Yeah?
I would love to face off with him. He's so knowledgeable. I talked to him once. I would love to wrestle him.
There you go. Yeah.
Nice.
Eclipse is out. That one that's out by Altoona.
Yeah. They do a great
Johnstown.
job.
That's the name of it.
Johnstown.
Yes.
Awesome. Where can people find you? Social media, merch pages. What can we get in contact with you to get some cool stuff or to follow you on social medias?
The merch is coming. I do have a Facebook. You can follow me at Roberto Garcia, and I also have an Instagram at The Shining Mantis.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's only the third match, so.
I mean, listen, the guy's got to get merch. He's already got a title.
I know, my God.
He's killing the game. He's getting the Yokozuna push here. Yeah.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Thank you, guys.
Straight to the top.
Yeah.
Travis Dorian,
what
where
about
can we
you
find
for your
your
social media merchandise?
Instagram, it's at Travis Dorian 1984. I am on Facebook, Travis Dorian. And that's it, because I got rid of my Twitter because I don't know how to work it. I'm be honest.
Yeah, we're kind of with you.
We're trying to figure it out ourselves.
I've retweeted some stuff I don't think I was supposed to retweet, so I don't know. I'm out.
you're like, she has a cool looking face.
Yeah. There's always that one social media.
Retweet, everyone sees that.
There's always that one social network. For me, it's TikTok. We were discussing this on the way up here. They're like, oh yeah, I am old.
Yeah.
I am very old.
But TikTok, I will say this, algorithm-wise, is if you find your niche of what you like, it will feed you that.
Get a bunch of that. Yeah.
I'm 38 years old. I can't figure out TikTok. It's
I like
not going to happen.
Reels. Is that on TikTok? Is that Reels? Is that it?
TikTok is kind of all Reels.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I like the cute, funny dog ones.
Yes.
And any kind of animal one.
Okay.
Or sometimes like the funny baby ones, where they get funny baby stuff going.
I have that too, and then every now and then a girl is twerking. It just gets in there.
It's weird. They
not
just
my
try
fault.
to send it to you no matter what.
You
I'm
like
like,
this girl's
I'm
ass?
married, bro. Relax.
And then
I
you're
don't
like,
need to see
and then
this.
you're playing is like, oh, a cute dog in here. I'm a savage. You're like, it's not.
And of course, the twerking video, the wife walks by, like, no, I was watching babies.
Yeah.
You were watching babies twerk. No.
God, no. Yeah.
The
Dear
song,
God,
the
nobody's
songs,
watching babies twerk.
the songs always give you away. There's always those songs that you know if you're watching and that song is playing. They're like, what are you watching? I know
that Dave Chappelle one, ass, titties, ass,
Or
titties.
anytime you hear, wow.
Yeah.
You're like, back out.
Yep, I'm out of here. But thank you guys so much for hanging out.
Yes.
Obviously, follow. If you grab a sticker, follow us. Obviously, we can continue this more. It is really fun, to keep tracks of people and seeing like, hey, come back at another couple shows and see the progression. Or we always see you everywhere. Your Sanctuary is our second home, and we get to see that. Are you going to be there Sunday?
I will be there tomorrow. Yeah.
There we go.
And thank you again, the Backbreakers, for the hospitality, for letting us set up here,
It's been
the crew to come on, and so many of them have been out here to talk with us.
It's cool to see how many people that we've obviously said before. We said a bunch of times on this that we've known forever that we didn't even know trained here and putting those pieces together. But we have a few more interviews hopefully for you guys today. If not, we'll jump back on, cut some of our promos and our promotions or plugs.
We'll close the show.
P is what I was trying to get through, and plugs is what it was. We nailed it. Thank you guys again.
Thank you. Congratulations on the title win.
Congratulations.
3 matches in.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. And if there's anything I know in professional wrestling, there's no shortage of people that want to talk about themselves.
That's true. That's 100% true.
Keeping us in business. See you guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, we are back again. Got 2 more guests. We're doubling them up now. We're just piling them on and getting them done. We're meeting everybody here at Backbreakers.
It's a lot of time.
Has been a common theme tonight, and that's been people training here, and it's been people who have become champions, people who have been in the business for a very, very long time, people
And
who
very short time.
and very short time, and we have one even shorter tonight.
wow.
Yeah, so we'll let our guests introduce ourselves, and we'll get into it here.
Gotcha.
Might have to
Get right up,
angle your mic there.
Get right up in there.
I'm Dylan J. Fox. I'm a trainer here, trainee here back at Breakers Entertainment. I've been here about 7 months or so. Getting the groove of everything. Learn from guys like Dan here. Aaron Roxas, sorry.
It's okay.
Your name's Dan!
Who the hell's Dan? Who the hell's Jesse?
Learning from Glory, everybody here. Really great crew. Really great to be here. Excited to be on the podcast here.
I listen to obviously Renee a lot. Renee has people on, and every time we're doing an interview, and they talk about Sasha Banks or and Mercedes. I mean Sasha.
My favorite thing with our show is the first time we had Adina on. Andy was worried, I'm going to say her real name, and he didn't, but she did.
Yeah.
Yeah. My biggest thing is I don't want to learn your real name because I'll fucking ruin it every time.
That's how I was when I was first training as a ref. On more than one occasion, reffing matches here at Backbreakers, I would accidentally call the wrestlers by their real name.
Don't tell me it.
Get out of the corner, Fred.
Yeah, because Cyrus Mars, back when he was around. It was a match, I think it was between him and Shogun Machete or something like that. And he had Cyrus in some type of rest hold. And I just said to him, I'm like, oh, what do you say, TJ? And I'm like, I mean Cyrus.
What does TJ say, wherever he's at?
I was recently just in a car with Kit and Johnny, and they're like, what do you want, man? I'm like, Kit, just get me. He goes, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, I'm not calling your real name because if I start it on a podcast, I'm going to ruin this. So I'm just going to stick with what I should know. that's my move. But yeah, so you started very, very soon here. What has training been like?
It's a lot different than I expected, but at the same time, it's a different beast, I would say, because I've done acting and stuff like that before. A lot of different different physical stuff. I've been in sports all my life. It's different, but it's just a lot of the same motions at the same time. Really exciting. I look forward to it every week. Honestly, hasn't been a week yet where I've been dreading it. People tell me one of these days you're just gonna be like, I don't. Yeah.
I was just about to say this answer is either going to get you more training or it's going to turn up a little bit. I was going to say, has it been easier, harder than you expected?
Some things are harder. I struggle with things regarding the ropes right now. It's something I'm trying to really overcome. It's a lot of weird insecurities and thoughts you have while you're there in the moment. Even when you're training, because it's not you're in front of a crowd, but you're still in front of people. You're with your fellow classmates and everything.
I think it's more intimidating being around people who have been doing it, and you're like, oh my god.
Well, the good part is actually I was part of one of the newest batches. So everybody who was in my beginners class is basically fresh. We've had some people in here Dan has been.
Go with it. Keep going.
We've had the cruiserweight champion who I got on earlier. Roberto Garcia. We've had Squid.
3 matches as a champion. This guy's killing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Proud of him.
He's got me beat by 2, I think. I'd had 5 matches on Backbreakers heavyweight.
Oh, so now it's a trend at this place. You'll be a champion in 3 matches.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm shooting for 2. But yeah, no, it's...
Spoiler alert, in our first match ever, me and Tony are going to be Gary Capetta's mystery team.
Yep. Spoiler alert. That is right here. We've been working out. Not at all.
I think you guys got it.
Yeah. We're going to bring just chairs. We're bringing chainsaws, everything. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Family-friendly show.
Yeah, listen, we got to win somehow. It's definitely not going to be by wrestling.
Yeah.
And we don't have the cardio to go further than a minute. We got to murder people.
Sounds like some old name. Can't do much, brother.
It's going to be
Can't go too long either.
Like Anchorman.
Yes.
You killed a man with a trident. You got to do what you got to do. Yeah.
Look, I like Pin Hat, but I had to.
Yeah. I love him to death, but we won titles.
Yeah.
And then we're going to retire immediately.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we're going to win and just lay them down and then walk out. We're going to
we're going to run out and then get in the car because we just killed a guy.
Yeah. But we're going to leave the titles. We're going to leave them there.
I would hope so.
Yeah, we're going to leave them there.
Well, it's
you
better.
kill a guy,
Maybe clean them off first.
Yeah.
No.
If you're going to kill a guy, might as well steal the belts, too.
But the only person that's allowed to kill a guy here is Aaron Roxas.
Yes.
No, you got to be smart. You got to leave one belt and take the other with you.
That's a good
Hostage.
call. Yeah.
That only works when you're wrestling for a company in Delaware.
Yeah, you can leave a belt at the convention. Anyway.
Yeah, so you said you were into acting in theater. Now, how much, were you always into wrestling? Is it something you've been into? Or was it I did theater and now I'm jumping into this realm this way?
So it was always something like that was on TV when I was a little kid. You know, you kind of peek in. Your parents don't want you to, but you still tune in. You know, that whole jazz. The first match that really got me into wrestling made me be like, this is it. This is what I love.
Leaning just a little bit.
Yeah. The first match that really got me into wrestling was Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker 2, and I still think the second is better than the first. That's a really controversial opinion. But
anything with Shawn, I'm just happy you said it.
That's when he was God, Shawn Michaels, with all the white gear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was the first one.
Oh, was that the first one? I
The
thought you
second
did
one was
the
where he
second
retired.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We would pretend the Saudi Arabia thing didn't happen.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
What are you talking about?
It's non-canon.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Saudi shows are non-canon. The Fiend's still the champion.
Ball Shawn Michaels.
But yeah, no, that was it. That was my main exposure to wrestling. I mean, like I said, little things here and there I would see on TV, catch when I could. And then from there, I just wanted to watch and absorb as much as I can. We go to like little indie shows around my area. I'm up towards like Matamoros, Pennsylvania type vibe.
Up near the border.
Up around there. So, you know, little shows at the roller rink around that area, a couple around.
Nice.
Yeah. That's how I fell in love with wrestling. But that's how I knew this is where I wanted to be at some point.
Do you have a style you're going for yet? A character, a gimmick? What can we expect?
Any ideas?
Yeah, any ideas or some things you're working on?
When it comes to character, I'm kind of a little undecided. When I've heard from like Christian Cage, for example, I love Christian for one. His in-ring style is something I want to look to emulate a little bit here and there. Just take yourself and turn up to 11. And I'm a naturally very anxious person. And I think like if I can translate that into a character a little bit and channel a little bit of realism in it, instead of trying to play up like I'm a super confident, you know, babyface heel, whatever I'm playing, I think that'll just kind of lend itself more to being genuine, and I feel like I'll be able to get more of a connection with a crowd maybe. That's the main gist of my character whenever it comes down to it. Outside of that, I mean, I'm looking at ring styles from Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, you know, guys I look back and like loved. I really want to work a tag team like the Rockers at some point. That's
Yeah.
Well, it's all good names. You know?
One of the first times someone pitched something like pitched me like to you, they're like he would be like perfect in a modern day rocker tag team with like you and like Dolph Ziggler, like you know what I mean. Unfortunately, they made you Marty. But there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Marty's great. Right now, if I could pick who I want to party with, I'm picking Marty.
There you go. Don't go behind the bowling alley.
Yeah, don't go behind the bowling alley.
If I'm picking somebody to babysit my 14-year-old daughter. Aaron Roxas is very uncomfortable.
It's just taking a few turns. That's
Welcome to the podcast. This is what we do.
Is it okay?
That was about 3 180s in about a 30-second period.
So we go on ADHD tangents.
Yeah, that's Marty, baby.
Yeah. When I see your look, and I hope this isn't offensive. Yeah. But
that's a great way to
You look like a piece of shit.
I'm thinking we have a lot of masked wrestlers and backbreakers.
With the blonde hair and your look and your theater, I'm getting like Rocky Horror Picture Show. What was it? Riff Raff. But you can't go with anything Raff or Kit, you know, because you'll get sued or beat up.
The head going down in defeat. As soon as you said that, it's my favorite part of that interaction.
It's one of my favorite characters in the movie. I'm being honest. Yeah,
I don't know.
With the bleach blonde hair, that's immediately what my brain went to.
Or Ric Flair.
Yeah.
We're Buddy Landell.
Yeah, Buddy Landell.
I really like Rocky Horror, and I'm still in spooky season mode. It's not that it's
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Absolutely not.
We jump into Christmas way too soon.
Yes, I agree.
I was in Walmart yesterday, and it was Christmas music already.
Oh, that's awful.
Hate that.
Wait till December at least.
Yeah.
1 month is enough.
So is that bad or not? Like I don't know.
It's bad. It's very bad. Yes.
No, it's not.
I understand the comparison. The reason I put my head down is that's exactly what my girlfriend texted me when I sent her a picture. So it was actually supposed to be more like a Gerard Way. I don't know if you've ever listened to My Chemical Romance. Yeah. I loved his like blonde look they had for like a really short while, and then he just got rid of it. And I was like so sad.
Yeah.
That was just always my vibe. That's kind of why I went blonde. I naturally like brunette, dirty blonde. I just decided to bleach it. It took like 2 hours.
You also got early Shawn Michaels hair too.
Yeah, that was what I was saying, like rockers, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll go with that. Not the.
Rocky.
I love Shawn and I love Rocky Horror. So to me, they're both
1980s heel is what I'm thinking.
Rocky Michaels.
Yeah.
Rocky Michaels.
There you go. Very original name.
We're building gimmicks here.
We're getting it out. All right. Well, let's get to Roxas here.
Yeah, no other names.
Yeah, no, we don't even know what that. If I wasn't lazy, I would beep them out, but it's staying.
Wow, what did that guy call Roxas?
I only did one interview where I put beeps in because it was.
I was about to say, you'll get him canceled. Don't think he's like calling me like every name in the book.
But it was funny because that was the whole gimmick.
Yeah, and I learned how to add beeps to it because it was hilarious.
The beeps that are much more noticeable than the actual curse.
Yes. Where's your story here? You're another one too. You fall into that Diamond City thing where I want you at the table because we're always with each other, and I feel like there is a longer podcast here, so I don't want to go too deep into it. But because for the first 7 times I seen you, I didn't even know you were a wrestler. I just thought you were a guy hanging out.
And we're gonna have everyone leave in a second, so it might be a little loud.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, so I thought you were just someone hanging out with Diamond, and then I seen you work at Sanctuary. I was like, yo, you're fucking good. Like you're good at what you do, man.
Thank you. Yeah, my name's Aaron Roxas.
Forget what he said. Aaron Roxas.
Yeah, that's my name. I don't know who that other guy is. I'm a graduate of Backbreakers Training Center. I trained there about 5 years ago. Next week actually will be 4 years since my first match. Obviously I grew up in Scranton. I was mainly, I started traveling with Brad and Pinhat probably about, I want to say 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I think we started traveling together. They were always coming into the private group we have for the training center saying about anyone that wants to come with us to this show or this show or this show. Like, we got spots in the car, come along, and I was one of the guys that was always hitting them up about it to the point that I just basically became I was the third guy in the car always. Like, it was just a given that if they were going anywhere, I was going to be there. And that's just kind of how things have been going. We've been traveling together. We've been going all over Pennsylvania, into New York, all over the area, getting whatever work we can on whatever shows we can, get all three of us out there.
What is it like being in the car with those two and just the experience you're getting from them?
I always find it very enjoyable being with Brad and Pinhat. It's always good to have two good brothers like them around, whether it be for advice or just chilling on the road. They're always, like I said, they're always there for match critiques, anything like that. Mm-hmm. Good to learn from. Obviously, Header, you especially know, they're great guys to be around. Yeah. Always good to be in the ring with. They always can help you get better however you can, whether it be in the ring, outside of the ring, whatever. They're always just all around good guys to be around.
Even if you're not a wrestler, even if you're just like me and Tony, just hangers on, they doing other things. They're always there to be constructive, be supportive.
Yeah, and they're not going to bullshit you, but they're not going to come at you in a way where it's
like not going to bury you either.
Yeah, like you suck at this, get better. It's more like, hey, this is probably what you should work on, and they're honest enough at you to tell you. Like,
here's what you did right, here's what you did wrong.
Yeah, one of the. And it's not something I have a hard time because people come to me like, hey, what did you think of my match? And I genuinely enjoyed it, but there's things that I don't know
don't
see that other people may. Yeah. So I'm not the greatest, but like they will be like, hey, this is, they have more of knowledge, but they're not going to bullshit you. They're like, hey, this is what you need to work on. This is what you need to get better at.
Because you don't know what you're doing wrong until someone tells you you're doing it wrong.
But back to Aaron, at this stage where you're at 4 or 5 years in, what do you think is the next step for you?
Right now, all that there really is just I'm hoping to get out there further, go further around the country, get my name out there just more and more.
Excellent.
Hopefully become a household name in the area and just the entire East Coast, Midwest, wherever I can get to. Hopefully someday I'll be able to just kind of be able to wrestle anywhere in the country, even in other places in other countries and around the world.
And I've said this about a few people we've had on today, but Aaron is one of those people where if you see a flyer for your show and you see his name on it, you're going to get a good performance, and you definitely should be going out to see him.
Yeah, he's fantastic. A former champion here?
Former Backbreakers Entertainment heavyweight champion. Second longest reigning, I believe.
Wow.
I won that. Like I said, I won that very early in my career. I was only in it for about not even a year yet. When I had won the Money in the Bank ladder match, the second Money in the Bank ladder match that Backbreakers has done, cashed in the same night on a man by the name of Rod Wilder. Then I was a champion for, like I said, for a little under 300 days, I believe. From the last two shows at the old Scranton venue, back when Backbreakers Training Center was in Scranton, I was champion through the transition to Archbald during that time when we got the new training center. And then I lost the title to Squid Sterling as probably about a few months after we moved into the new place.
Awesome. Squid, is he like obviously cruiserweight, heavyweight?
Yeah, he's cruiserweight.
Is he?
He's not
I'm
heavyweight.
saying, like, is
He can do it all.
Has he ever had tag? Is he like a Grand Slam
I don't
Breakers champion?
know.
The only tag champions I think have been Brad and Pinhead.
Yeah, I don't think.
It was a tournament.
You guys
No, we
You
never
guys
had.
won
No,
it?
never
No,
had. it.
I remember this now because Brad was on our show plugging the tournament to crown the first
That's
champion.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a part of that too.
Yeah.
So
Back before my partner just dropped off the face of the earth.
So I got to say, because Squid's like he's going for that Grand Slam. Like he's got to be the closest one.
Yeah,
to
if he
it.
wins the tag titles, he'll have
There's
it.
only 3 titles here, right?
Yeah.
There you go. That's interesting to think right there.
Yeah.
Now, where did you get your idea for your character, your gimmick, and your look?
The character itself just recently has started finally to develop into something. Probably the first 2.5 to 3 years of my career, I really didn't have much of a character. I just been going around as heartless Aaron Roxas, just this guy that just showed little to no emotion because that's really just kind of person I am. I just went out and beat the crap out of people. But
And
that
the
wasn't
Heartless
really,
idea came from Kingdom Hearts,
yes,
correct?
it did. Everything when I first started was from Kingdom Hearts.
Played the games like.
My name is Sora Hearts.
How close was that in your gimmick name?
What you got?
I'm Sephiroth.
His name Aaron Roxas. Aaron was just, for some reason, it's the first name I'd always liked. I don't know why. It was just there. Roxas is my favorite character from Kingdom Hearts, and it just so happened that was just so happened that Aaron Roxas kind of worked as a name. It actually kind of gelled together pretty well, and it was even to the point that when it came time for me to start getting ready for my first match, Justin Glory had an idea for a character for me. And we had talked about it, and then I told him the idea I had, and he liked my idea a bit more, so that's why we ended up going with me. Because initially,
you're going to be a mailman.
No, that was from that MTV special.
Steve Jones?
Because initially, he wanted my name was going to be Shane Levitt.
Shane Levitt.
And basically, how he described it was he wanted me to be basically the Aleister Black of Backbreakers.
Ooh.
So it's like that's good.
Not a bad role.
It's not bad at all.
Unless you don't want it.
Is that still open?
Yeah, can I be Shane Levitt?
For me, the big thing was that's the home I come from. My father's very religious. So is my mother.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's a diehard Catholic. My mom's a diehard Baptist. So for their son to come home and be like, "Hey, mom and dad, my gimmick's gonna be I'm basically a Satanist," that would have made for very awkward home life for myself.
and that's a testament to Backbreakers and Justin Glory, where he said, like, no, it's my way or the highway. No, this is probably going to be a better fit for you, and let's adapt.
Yeah, because if you get a character you don't like, it won't work.
Yeah.
It may for a little bit, but then eventually
Eventually you're going to walk the plank, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to cut you short, but I do know you have a merch table here, and there are people coming out. I want you to make a couple bucks here.
Your mom and dad.
Yeah, my mom and dad are currently standing behind me.
So I want to say thank you guys both for joining in. We will definitely continue this, and I really look forward to seeing you finally debut and the podcast kind of following your journey and your career. It's going to be a lot of fun. You said you have a podcast. Do you want to plug that?
Not really. It's not really the place for it. I appreciate it though.
No, you can.
No, absolutely.
You can plug anything. If you made jelly, you could plug that.
Yeah,
I plug a true crime podcast in the show every week.
Yeah, put your stuff over.
I do like a YouTube channel if you want to plug that, or if I can plug that.
Yeah.
It's just Dylan J. Fox, same name as I go in the ring.
That DYLAN.
DYLAN.
Okay.
Yeah, DYLAN JAYFOX.
Awesome.
Dylan.
And a lot of it's like based on like anime, you said, right?
Yeah, like anime, things like that.
Awesome.
Just video essays and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Go support them. Go follow the channel. Anything you want to plug?
Hit me up on social media. Facebook's Aaron Roxas, Twitter Aaron Roxas WTO, YouTube Aaron Roxas, and Instagram is also Aaron Roxas WTO.
Any online merch that people can get?
There's a link on my Facebook page, but it's TeePublic. Aaron Roxas Official is where you can find both my shirts and a whole bunch of different variations of my merchandise with those logos that you see on said shirts.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. We're going to step away 1 second. Maybe we'll get one or two more that are out for a match,
we'll
and if
see,
not, we'll come back. We'll close out. We'll get out
I
of
think
here.
the show's done. So
I think we might have to.
All right. We'll come back and do a closeout.
Anyway, thank you.
And we'll see you guys soon. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you for having us.
All right, this is going to be the last interview of Backbreakers. First off, we want to thank you once again for Backbreakers and Justin for having us tonight. It's been absolutely fantastic with the meet. A lot of cool people we've wanted to talk to for a long
yeah.
time on this podcast, and people we didn't even think we were ever going to talk to because we weren't aware of them, and now we got to learn and become fans.
Unmatched hospitality from Backbreakers today.
It's been unbelievable. The building's amazing. Anywhere I can have a beer and watch professional wrestling, I'm a fan.
And a hamburger and fries.
And a hamburger and fries. It's been amazing. We're joined again by C.R. O'Malley's going to hang out with us here.
2 times.
Yeah, he's doing it up twice. And we're joined by Squid Sterling.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Come a little bit closer, so we want to get everything.
If you can, I know you have it.
If not, you can hold this mic. It's going to be easier for you.
Yeah, I didn't realize there maybe had a little barrier underneath you.
No, we're good. How's this for you?
That's
1, 2,
good,
check.
Perfect.
All right.
Awesome. So, unfortunately, tonight you relinquished your title. Did not lose it. Relinquished it, which was a great move, by the way, because unsure of your injury or how long this timeline is going to be. Don't want the title to be held up. There's a lot of hungry people here going into a brand new year. So let it go, and if the time is right, it'll come back to you.
That's my thought process on it. I mean, sometimes even if it sucks, you just got to do what's best for business.
Yeah.
And as for the new cruiserweight champion, Roberto Garcia,
third match in,
he works his ass off. He's a good wrestler, and I'm very happy for him. I hope he deserves the little bit of fame that he has right now, because as soon as I'm healed up, as soon as I'm done, I'm coming to take it back.
Yeah, right. Can he beat an actual cruiserweight? That is the question.
yeah. Tonight he didn't wrestle cruiserweight.
I think they got the paperwork messed up for that match a little bit, but
the numbers
they moved the 5 to the 0 and the 0 to the 5. It happens.
I think someone's just got some dyslexia back there.
Yeah, so this is what we were kind of discussing earlier on the podcast is, I guess since the new brand of BBE and the champions, there's 3 championships on this roster. You've held 2 of them. So if you find a tag team partner, you can be the first company's Grand Slam champion.
Ooh, that has a
don't pick him.
Nice ring to it.
Don't pick him. You saw what he did to his last tag partner.
He'll get you there, but if you lose, you may take a kryptonite crunch.
I mean, hey, I'll still have that little asterisk that says Triple Crown champ. And that's what matters, isn't it?
So
Team Blue and Green?
Yeah, to quote Gambit when he talks to Rogue about the kiss. Maybe it'd be worth it, no?
Yeah. So very exciting. Just putting that out in the universe. I know you want your cruiserweight title back. But I'm just saying, there is that first ever.
Seems for the first ever would be cool. There seems to be a pattern going on with Backbreakers that I tend to win the championships and never lose them.
Oh.
This is your new favorite wrestler.
Yeah.
He loves guys that win championships and never lose them.
Yeah. Kind of when they lose them.
HBK, baby.
Here I am.
Because they don't want to lose them, that's why.
The guy got beat up by 8 million. I'll up the numbers. 8 million Marines. He can't compete.
The whole army, actually, all the Marines.
Yes.
The entire
every army in every country.
The Marines.
It was just the Marines of every nation beat up Shawn Michaels. And
Hell, the Avengers came in.
And you're expecting the guy to defend his title. Unbelievable.
Anyway, what injury did you sustain that you couldn't wrestle today?
It does have to do with my knee. I don't 100% sure know what the diagnosis is. All I know is that it is not good. I cannot walk, therefore I cannot wrestle or defend my title.
Not with that attitude.
No, I guess not.
Walk it off.
But
rub some dirt on it.
So hopefully soon I'm gonna have some straightforward answers and get a timetable of coming back and start kicking some more groovy booty like I'm used to doing,
There
man.
you go.
Now this happened to you said yesterday?
Oh boy.
Yeah. Was that another show or?
Just training.
Training?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I wanted to, I even said in the promo leading up to this, like I chose him to be a part of this match because I saw great things in him and I know that he would push me to my limits, and I just wanted to train hard and a little too hard, I guess, because I blew out my knee in the process.
Oh man, I hate to see it.
Yeah.
Horrible break-in.
How long have you been a part of this Backbreakers roster? Were you one of the trainees here, or did you come in from a different place?
Yeah, so I'm homegrown from here. This is my home. I've been actively doing this about 4 years now, and I've found I'm definitely most comfortable around here. So coming up through training, debuted here, had my first match, got on Fight TV, So started to get a little bit of buzz, then started to branch out a little bit, but no matter how far out I go, I feel like I'm always going to be dragged back to here because there's such a special energy about this place that I feel like you're not going to really get anywhere else.
And what exactly, if you can pinpoint it, is it the locker room? Is it the leadership? What about backbreakers? Because the overall theme that we've had here today is everyone who trains here, they stay here. They don't they go work other promotions, which is great. But they know this is their home. They love it. They wouldn't trade it for the world. And this is not just because we're saying it on camera because we're here. These are conversations we have with talent.
Oh, absolutely.
Outside of cameras and outside of this, and this is all stuff they say too. So that's a huge testament of what Justin's doing here and everything like that for all of you to keep reciting that. And it's not, maybe it's a cult. I don't know. I'm joking. but no, even that was the question I was going to pose to you. Like, you've been in a ton of locker rooms. You've experienced what is backbreakers? Is there anything different about backbreakers that you maybe haven't experienced anywhere else?
Like we were saying about Sanction, no egos, no one's here like, oh, there's that fucking guy, stay away from him,
Yeah.
So it's a very much, and then when all the guys, when the core group of guys train together, they feel that they know each other better, and they work together.
Yeah.
So there's that camaraderie, I guess you could say.
It's awesome to see. It really is.
Like, everybody that's involved with backbreakers is here because we want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nobody that is here that's like, oh, I got to do this today, or here we go up to Glory School again. Like, no, it's never ever like that. Everybody is always in such high spirits when they come here. They want to work. They want to put on the best product as humanly possible. The boys in the back, the locker room is so supportive of one another. No matter who it is, even the people who you might look at and like kind of judge a book by its cover, you'd be pleasantly surprised. And it's all constructive criticism, and they're really looking to build everybody up rather than tear everybody down, which is big to me.
I think we push each other. Even when the new trainees are getting ready to debut, we get excited about it because we want to see them. We want to see them finally get their first match because we know what it was like. We know what it's like to go through that training and finally get to your first match. So we get excited for them, and we all push each other and want each other to do good.
Especially on a human being level too. Like, just we know what that felt like, and we know that they're gonna have similar feelings, like the kind of euphoria when you really get out there. So we really want them.
Especially your first match. That's huge,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, the thing too is I think you always hear the horror stories of professional wrestling. Like, when I broke into the biz and I went through training, I got chopped 100 times, and they beat the shit out of me, and they wanted to make sure, like the old school training, like we wanted to make sure you were tough. You wanted to really break you in.
Make sure you wanted it.
And we talked to Diamond City War Machines, and we went through that, but we wanted to make a different change. And Pinhat and Justin were coming from the same class and decided it doesn't have to be the same way again coming in.
Case in point, Hulk Hogan, his trainer here in Matsuda, broke his leg on purpose.
To see if they come back.
Day one, yeah.
It's like, well,
we're fighting.
What did you learn from that?
They would fish an eye out. They would drop a knee on an ankle. Yeah, there were bad things that happened in wrestling schools back in the day.
And a lot of people we talked to tonight are coming from all over the place. I mean, people are coming from like way up in New York and all over just traveling here to come to this school, which is really, really cool to hear. How can someone start this process of becoming a backbreaker student if they want to? Because like I said, you came in as a manager. People are coming in as referees. So even if you don't want to be a wrestler, we even said we'd love to come see a training session just so we can learn more of how can we better be commentators or doing this,
And Justin Glory, he really does cover all of that when it comes down to the training aspect. So like, if you ever had a dream of wanting to be a professional wrestler, all you'd have to do is hit him up, social medias, email. You can find him at Backbreakers. And then he'd set an appointment to meet you and, feel you out and whatnot, and then to see if the program's right for you. But the training program itself is stellar. If you don't want to be a wrestler, like if your body's not into it or that's not you, that's perfectly fine, man. If you want to be involved in business, you could be a manager. They have a specific course just for that. If you want to learn to be an announcer, whether it's play-by-play or if you want to be a ring announcer, there's instruction about that. There's instructions about becoming a referee. Like, every single aspect of the wrestling business no matter what it is, you can get your hands and your feet wet in it at this school, and they will set you up for success and give you the tools that you need.
I love it.
And to add to that, he specifically will teach you all of these things so that, for example, if you go out to another promotion and there's not a spot for you on the card, hey, I know how to ring announce.
Yep.
I can be a ref.
I can hold a camera.
Yeah, especially when you're just starting.
You need a roving camera.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's great to get all the experience you can when you're just
Johnny
starting.
said in one of his podcasts, he goes, one of my first jobs I did when I think it was Backbreakers or when he was started, is like I was hard cam. I was the biggest in my life. I was a bodybuilder, and I was working hard cam, and people were looking at me like, "What are you doing?
Yeah,
like you should be in there." He's like, "I'm still training." Like,
yeah, and already.
It's awesome, man. So what are obviously right now with the injury, you're still waiting to find out exactly, going to a doctor to figure out what's going on here. What does the future hold for you? What are your goals? And when you do come back, besides a title, who are some other names you'd love to work?
Oh man. So timetable coming back, I'm just hoping like the start of 2022, I can kick it off as, going cliche and say like, hey, it's the year of Squid Sterling. But like honestly, like on the inside, like that's how I'm gonna go into this mentally. I don't just want to get my title back, but I want to get out. I want to go. I want to drive, and I want to make an impact. No pun intended.
Yes.
Right.
If I knew their theme song, I would hum it, but I don't.
Adrenaline rush.
As near as anybody else. Go.
So names that I would like to work. I would love to work. I mean, I know he's homegrown from here, but like, kid's badass. You can't deny it. I love to work Kit Raff.
There you go.
I think it'd be a barn burner.
Oh yeah.
Man, there's so many of them. I'm just trying to think of
Put you on the
names
spot.
right.
It's like,
Yeah, you did. You put me on the spot.
I'm going to wrestle
When you
Undertaker.
When you said homegrown, I thought you were going Ace Austin.
No, but
There'd be
that is
one, yeah.
another one, and I befriended Ace, and he's a good guy as well. But that's another guy that one day I'd absolutely love to put on a show with. As for where I'd like to go, almost any promotion that is willing to allow me to grace their stage, and like any kind of opportunity that comes along. I'm not going to be picky. I have a passion for what I do and a passion for wrestling and entertaining, and
I think the first time I seen you was at PPW.
Yeah, the Rumble.
The Rumble, yeah.
Yep. I did. PPW is one that I would like to get into and become a part of the roster. I've wrestled as a part of that Rumble. How we were talking about before, like to get your feet wet in the business, they teach you a bunch of things. I also am a ref. So years ago, before I became an actual worker, I used to ref for them. And then from there on, I would like to get XPW is starting back up in New York.
We talked about that earlier.
I want to get into that. I want to get up to up in the Ohio region, hit some promotions around there. I'm going to be going to Nashville.
Oh wow!
Yes.
On what is it, December 11th?
I think that's the date. December 11th.
For anybody listening, especially work-wise, you can never stop learning. It's a QT Marshall seminar, and I'm just going to get some education that hopefully will just carry me to where I want to go.
QT Marshall, what can he do for you, right?
Yeah.
Not
Has he ever trained?
Yeah, what's he ever done? When's the last time you've seen him on TV?
So those are short-term plans. Long-term, I want to get up to NYCW.
Okay.
New York.
I was there for one show. It was a good time. It's a really good time.
I haven't had the pleasure of being up there yet, but I've seen a lot of videos, a lot of matches, and it seems like a good atmosphere. And standalone wrestling is one that I have on my radar that I feel like I would really like to be a part of. Standalone pro wrestling after dark. Their whole gimmick that they have there.
I think they're Connecticut, somewhere around there, Massachusetts, somewhere up there.
I'm not sure.
From around
I
there.
know the Connecticut and Boston area is really.
I know their
booming right
title
now.
has like a fist and it says like standalone. That's cool.
And they, I know they run in New Jersey, like they do shows in Atlantic City. And I've been in the crowd for a couple of them, and it's fantastic energy, a fun time that I would just love to be a part of.
Yeah, if you enjoy the show, then you would enjoy wrestling.
There was a show in Jersey last night that I want to go home and find on YouTube and watch. It was Masha versus Mercedes Martinez.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know this last night.
My God, it's a dream match for me. That's my two favorites. I got a chance.
That sounds like a good one.
I got a chance to.
This is third favorite.
I got a chance to be like the corner man in like a shoot MMA style CFU show for Masha.
Shoot.
Yeah. But I didn't have a shirt to wear that day, so I just like went in my car and grabbed the one I had, and it was just because I was at recently PBW and bought a Mercedes Martinez shirt. So I'm standing behind Masha holding her titles, wearing Mercedes Martinez, and now they worked a couple weeks later. So you can tell where my fandom is right there.
It's like you put that in the universe.
Listen, man, you never know. If you speak it in or it's stuff you want to happen, it can happen if you put the right energy.
That's right.
Absolutely. Well, listen, anything else you want to plug? Your social medias, merch, anything like that?
Yeah. Hey, anybody listening, if you're into what you see, I have. You can follow Squid Sterling on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all by that name, Squid Sterling, in however their format is. Also, TikTok is just getting up and on the road. So the account is made. There's not a lot on there. There will be much coming within the coming weeks. So give that a follow. And as for merch-wise, right now I got pro wrestling tees. Go right in the search bar, Squid Sterling. You have the ECMC shirt on there, and I have more designs coming up very shortly too.
Awesome, man.
And nobody needs your merchandise dollars more than a wrestler who's banged up. So support Squid Sterling.
Absolutely. Can't take the bookings, and it definitely
medical bills are
helps
the
them
same for a wrestler as they are for you.
Hey, it helps.
Support
man.
them.
Holidays are coming up. If y'all know people who like wrestling, Christmas presents.
There you go.
Get them some Squid Sterling ECMC shirts. They'll love it. I promise.
Birthday.
Birthday,
Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus.
Squid, this is just a small taste. We would love to have you on for a full episode. Really dive into this. 'Cause I know he was saying earlier before you're into music, so
that's my other life.
We can dive into that world and learn a lot more about you. But thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Thank you for obviously it's not easy getting around right now, so coming to this means a lot. And
especially because Squid was he forfeited the title the first match in the show. As you can tell, the building is emptying out. So he's been here all night.
And he had no reason to be here except
left.
but he stays and watches the rest of the roster, which is awesome. Listen, just handing the title over tonight is a classy move. So it just tells you who you are as a person. And thank you. We've been watching you for a while, and you're doing great stuff. And like I said, that Grand Slam champions now, triple crown or however they count it here.
Put it on the radar.
You're gonna that's yours.
Said it a couple times already.
We gotta
put it in the universe.
We got to get you a partner.
That's right.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Thank you guys.
We'll quick do
Thank you.
plugs. Just check the website, IWEP Network, Patreon, $1 and $5. The rest of the shows are on there. If you want to support, everything's there, merch. But don't support us. Get him a T-shirt.
And Backbreakers Entertainment.
And support Backbreakers. Yes. Follow them on all social media. Backbreakers Entertainment, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and definitely YouTube. And you can also search them on Fight TV.
Yes,
FITE. Fight TV.
Yeah, Fight TV. Yeah. So definitely check that out. Yeah, check that out. I don't even know why I said there. Eat.
Canadian?
I don't know.
He's Canadian now. Check it out.
The eat.
Check it out.
When you said feet. Anyway, we're out of here. Tornado Tag Podcast. Live at Backbreakers. We did it, boys.
So much fun.
We're out of here. See you next time.